wrapped around your soul with no control. You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look behind, it's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. 'Cause darkness is my old friend. You get me till at the end. At the end. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. 'Cause darkness, my old friend, you get me till at the end.
What's going on? What will I do without you?
Come on, guys. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to me, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss Will. He always showed me so much love.
I'm gonna miss you too, Eric. I miss you too. I think the Yay Kid said it best. Lamela is like the bad character for your favorite TV show that everyone hates. When he gets canceled, everyone loves him. That's like Newman. Like Newman. You know? Seinfeld, back in the day. Just like Newman from back in the day. What do you guys got to say, though, today? Anyway, it's been a while since I've seen you guys. Been really busy. I'm still really busy, but I got to make some time for you guys, for my friends, for those of us out here that, you know, love to talk Spurs. Adios, Coco. Thanks for your service and good luck in the next chapter. 100,000 million%. Greetings to you, Mr. Audio Artisan. And David says, it's like Christmas for Will. Not so much Christmas for me. I mean, granted, I'm glad that I don't have to see him start anymore. You know, but I'm not. I don't know. I feel a little, a little verklempt inside over the fact that he's gone. You know? Then we got Pete from the lane. Am I happy with Brian Gill? Dude, I don't know who Brian Gill is. I don't. Like, I mean, I know who he is now. But like before we were linked to him, I didn't know who he was. So. Once he's holding the shirt, we'll do some research on him. You know, we'll do a show on all of the new signings. And hi, I'm Giovanni Lacelso. Hello, Giovanni Lacelso. How are you? Hope you're well. And yeah. Anyway, folks, you know what time it is. Williams Rangers, the folks that help make this show possible. I'm going to bring somebody on that I normally wouldn't bring on this point in time, but I'm going to bring him on because he's here and he's got things to do shortly, and I haven't talked to him in a while. So, Mr. Brian, I can't hear you, my friend. Hold on, let me make sure my audio's set up right.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay, I've just realised why my microphone hasn't been working all day, because I haven't plugged it into this bit. And that's why I've been having phone calls with people at work. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? And they've been like, no, no, no. And I've been blaming everyone else but myself. Well, see what happens when I come on, Will? Your technical genius has just solved it.
It just wear off on me. I guess it's automatic.
How are you, buddy? It's been a long time no speak, buddy.
Yeah, man. How's the new job?
It's going good, mate. It's quite stressful because dealing with corporate complaints and big things, having to deal with it, and very time sensitive, and obviously it's got to be worded right. So I've got to make sure it's not after a Levy rant. So I've got to make sure it's all at a good time. But yeah, no, it's going good. It's good to be back at work. I just hate working from home.
Yeah, it can be a pain, man. It really can. I've been doing it for the last 2 years now, and it really makes you feel like you're never not at work.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you know what? You take for granted just like getting up for work, even at winter here in Toronto, and just getting the train to work, or just getting just that journey. You miss that journey. And I've said to my boss, as soon as the office is opened, if you tell me I have to walk barefoot across broken glass and razor blades to get to the office, you best have an ambulance on standby because I'm on my way.
Yeah, and not only that too, but it's also even just like it's the fact that you can at the end of the day, be done.
Yep.
Whereas like for me, especially kind of owning my own business, you feel like you're never, because phone calls come in at 7, even though your customer service hours end at 5, and you're like, you know what I mean? And you just keep doing things all the time. And then you do things when you're not supposed to do things.
Yes,
because you have that availability as well if you don't have anything to do. So it's a double-edged
sword. You're
sword.
damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. And talking of that, did you see my huge faux pas that I made on We Are Tottenham TV today?
No, I didn't.
So I went on the update with Ben today, and they started talking about transfers, and they started talking about that defender. You know, the one that won Serie A defender, that Romero is his name, or Romero?
Yeah.
So I banged on. I was like, do you know what? It just goes to show Italy churn out such good defenders and goalkeepers. He's Serie A Defender of the Year. Exactly. And I said he couldn't even get into the Italian squad. And as we ended, I was like, he's in the Copa America.
Yeah, he's in the Copa America. He did probably well in the Copa America, to be fair.
Mate, he could have been the best defender in the world. He weren't getting into the Italian national team. So there's been a few comments going, Brian. So yeah. I made a bit of a faux pas, and there we go.
Man. It happens.
Especially
with now, because we're linked to so many different people at so many different times that it's just impossible to, stay connected to all of them. You know what I mean? To really know about them all.
Yep.
And before you go on, I have a kind of a little bit superstitious, and anytime that I do an in-depth review of somebody, we end up not signing them. So like it was, like Tomiyasu, where I did this in-depth thing comparing them because everybody said it was a done deal. Right, here we go. Hashtag here we go. And not that it's not going to happen now, but it's it hasn't happened yet, and that was like a month ago. So. It seems like, even with managers, anytime that I did an in-depth show on a manager, it was like they disappeared, right? So, got to wait until they're, as Bob says, holding the shirt.
Well, that's right. But you know what it is? Funny enough, I was literally just talking to Bob Spur about 15, 20 minutes ago. And I said to him, what everyone seems to be forgetting as well is, all right, we're being linked with literally every single player like we normally are. But the worrying thing is, and it's been stressed apparently at Juventus as well, that Paratici had a problem getting players out. And right now, that to me is more important than players in, because we've got to get rid of this deadwood. We've got to get the vile and toxicity out of the club, because the more that are there when we bring these players in, it's just like, well, hello, what do you think? And their poison starts seeping in. So I'm a little bit more concerned that there's not been one. All right, Lamela's in this swap deal, but I haven't seen anything of someone actually coming in and bidding to take a player. Not one.
But what am I going to do without him, Brian? What am I going to do without him?
Do you know what? I must admit, I turned on when I realised you were on and you were doing your lovely sing-song. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? But do you know what? Like I said today, he is... I will miss him. I wish him nothing but the best. I know you had your opinions on him. Which are justified. I just I love him for the effort that he gave. There's one thing you could always guarantee, whether like you said, he's running up and down or not doing as one
side
thing
to
he
side,
always that's the one, side to side. One thing he always did is you could see the passion in him. He literally did have Tottenham in his heart and wore the badge with pride. It's just a shame it's worked out the way it has over 8 years and hardly on the pitch and not lived up to the billing. But this, you got to remember, this was bought by a fellow Italian. This was bought by Baldini, who thought he was the next best thing. Exactly. So listen, if we get this Gill, who I absolutely know nothing about, didn't know anything about him until I saw, here we go, we're going for Brian Gill. I was like, oh, fantastic, another one. Listen, if we can get Lamela out, so it gets him off the wage bill, clears up another international, then so be it. I'm just happy he's going somewhere like Spain, where he's going to settle immediately. Obviously, being Spanish with his first language, and it may suit him better. But thank him for his service, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, he's he may have some.
Brian, thank you for all your support over the years. I appreciate it more than you know.
Oh dear. It's what can we do? It's come to the point. So I'm just writing something to someone. Work. It hasn't worked out, and what can we do? We just got to see what happens with this. I'm doing like you. I think I'm going to go down your method of not doing deep research, because, like I said, this whole Tomiyasu one is really starting to annoy me. Just get this bloody deal done. It's like literally. You look at it, and it's not. He's not been at the Euro, so he couldn't have that one. Oh, he's been. Now he's in, and it's like, all right, he's at the Olympics, but I just think there may be a field full of Olympic doctors there that could quite easily perform his medical and get that done. Everything can be done via emails and electronic and whatever. Because if he has a good Olympics and this ain't done, people are going to come in. This deal needs to be done.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. And for people that are watching too, if you're wondering why you can't comment in the comments, the show on Thursday now, I've got this as subscribers only, because this is kind of supposed to be, us and the creators conversation with you guys that support the channel and do stuff like that. So if you want to be involved and ask questions, stuff like that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. It also keeps the riffraff out. Because they don't want to hit this up. They don't want to hit that red button.
Yeah, they don't want to hit that free button.
No. But so everybody else is here, Mr. Giovanni Lasoso, and
he's one of the ones, good old Gio, that notified me of my faux pas on We Are Tottenham TV today. So there are quite a few. He was definitely one.
Yeah. And hate him when he doesn't pass the ball, but loved his passion. Yeah, David, we both had a love-hate relationship for Coco. For me, I always enjoyed, especially at the end of last season, there were times when I was calling for him to play. I mean, that's how bad it was. But if you're watching and you're a creator and you have a rant on your channel about me, I'm thinking about putting together like a little compilation video of all of my, heated Lamela rants. I think there's one on a Matt Hayes watch along where I'm literally screaming at the camera.
Do you know what? Maybe we should release that for Christmas, Will. You doing that, and then I'll do my Levy ones. We'll put it together like an A and B side.
Yeah. I just think it would be kind of funny and put some music to it, and have the, I never want to see you wear a shirt again.
Well, mate, you've got to remember, we've got to love what he did to Jack Wilshere in the North London derby. That alone.
That's true.
That alone gets him brownie points. And listen, he can go and Rabona somewhere else.
The red card against Man United at the beginning of the season.
Yep, the red card he got against the Filth. Comes on, scores a Rabona, gets sent off.
That one is what made me mad.
That just sums up the brilliance and the stupidity of that man all in one sentence.
We got Tony Go here. Man, you're already a Patreon member. You don't have to join the YouTube member as well, but I appreciate that, Tony. You guys awesome. If anybody else wants to grab a membership, if you're on your desktop, I think there's a button just like right next to the video that you're watching. If you're on your mobile device, there may or may not be a link in the description. I don't remember if I put it in there or not. And then we got Steve Gong in here too. He agreed on the personal terms. Yeah, but now we're just waiting for the 55 million euro.
Yeah, and what's it got to be? It's got to be Atalanta have got to deal with Juve, and then we'll talk to them. They'll buy him, and then we'll buy. Oh Jesus, that's got Levy wrapped up all in it.
And then Chris says that Romero doesn't want to come. See, this is why I don't do videos of the players right now.
Because apparently he doesn't want to include Sanchez in the deal. See, this is what I don't understand. We we won't for this one, but we will for Koundé.
Well, apparently he's not going anywhere now. After we buy the Gill guy, they've got enough money that Atlanta is just going to keep him.
Well, this is what people got to understand, and Levy has done this millions of times before. He'll put these transfers in like 30 million and Koundé 30 million and Sanchez for Koundé, knowing it's not going to be approved. But when he knows money and Davinson Sanchez for Romero will be, all of a sudden, no, I don't want Sanchez in the deal because it will go through.
Yeah, so actually, Fabrizio Romano literally just tweeted 5 minutes ago. It says Tottenham have an arrangement on personal terms with the Argentinian center back Christian Romero until June 2026. It is not true that the player is reversing Spurs. Tottenham and Atlanta are now negotiating on the fee. Still no agreement reached. Talks on. Hopefully, we can just send him Sanchez and 55 million euro.
This whole thing makes me laugh. How people can agree personal terms when a deal hasn't even been agreed. It's like, well, we haven't agreed fees. You can't talk to him, but yeah, you can agree. I don't understand it.
Well, that basically means that the players agreed in principle to their side of the contract, right? And then, but it's just the club hasn't come to their bits. It's like you're talking to two different people. You know what I mean? It's
getting out of hand. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But like I said, I mean, I still stand by. I still want Dele Alli out the club as soon as possible.
Well, if this is true, that is definitely right up Daniel Levy's lane.
Oh, this is like that. Oh, that mate. If that is true, the deal is done.
Oh,
the deal is done because then this will just get absolutely mollywopped, and this will come to the point where absolutely everyone he'll if installments may be allowed, but then there's Levy installments. They'll go, okay, we'll accept 10 million every year for 5 years, and he'll go, oh, well, I'll give you 5 for 10.
Yep, and the AMZO is giving us the big ups. Winks can go for sure. Yeah, look, this is the only positive thing that I've seen, and I get your thoughts on it, Brian, before you got to run. The positive thing I've seen is that you didn't really hear a lot of talk about the Deadwood until after the first friendly, and then all of a sudden, all of these names were now on the to-sell list, which made me think like they're like, okay, Nuno wants to see them, he's seen them, and yeah, they're ready to go, right? So I guess that's the only positive I've taken for this so far.
I think the only other positive as well you got to take from it is Ollie Skip. And from what I heard yesterday, all right, it's only Colchester, whatever, but coming back after a year's loan, after coming back from the metatarsal injury, to come on, and apparently he's put on a very, very good performance, which has just shown Winks, jog on, time for you to go. And I'm very, very happy with Winks. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? Ollie Skip. I've got a friend who used to work at Booking.com Toronto, and he was actually a Norwich fan. And he was giving me weekly updates of Skip, and he was just like in awe of him. And we're very, very lucky.
Yeah, for sure.
Very, very lucky. But mate, before I go, because I've got to get back to work, how's move hunting going and everything?
We found a place.
Okay.
It wasn't our first choice, but it's a place. And then, because we're moving towns, once we kind of get settled in, a year or two down the road, if we want to move locally, it's a lot easier than moving.
How far are you moving?
It's about 5-hour drive. So from Greensboro, North Carolina to Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. You're moving to A-Town.
A-Town.
Okay.
Maybe go see some Atlanta United matches, or my hope is that it's most likely going to be a place for some of the World Cup 2026 matches. So
that's true. That's true. I mean, I've said as well, I've done Vegas, and going as a recovering alcoholic on a stag do to Vegas was not the wise move. Literally, I was used as the British wingman for anyone that loved my accent. But yeah, Atlanta is one of the places I actually want to go to. So when you're settled and whatever, when I come back from London, maybe we'll do a little trip to Atlanta.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do like I plan on having a just trust me, as now that I've have this channel and I've been doing it, you know, what areas can I use as a studio and how can I set that studio up in the future? I want to kind of go with a Joe Rogan type, you know, have a little bit bigger table where people can sit down and do whatever and have multiple camera views. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, it'll be cool once people start doing that. And if there are any other folks out there in the Atlanta world, you want to come on the show sometime, just hit me up. I think my email address is in the about section of the channel, but
Nice. But on that note, Will, I just wanted to pop on because I haven't been on your channel for ages. I was getting withdrawal symptoms, mate. I was getting pure withdrawal symptoms and not spending some time with you and being on your great channel. So it's always a pleasure. Hopefully we'll see you on the Two Bryans tomorrow. We are back after a week off.
Speaking of the Two Bryans.
Oh, and look at that for a substitution. Look at that.
Are you leaving already, Brian?
Mate,
What's going on?
I only came on because I had 20 minutes for us going to 20, 30 minutes going to a meeting.
All right,
and I literally just said, I'm going, mate, and we're back on the Two Bryans tomorrow. And it's like literally, look at that. That's how what a well-oiled machine we are.
We are. It's fantastic stuff. How's it going?
So, all good, brother. I will let you be with Will. Will, thanks for having me on, brother. Always good to see you. Everyone, like and subscribe
100%.
to Will if you haven't. And as always, leave you out.
Leave you out.
See you later, lads.
Still have it on all my thumbnails. Still have it on all, for this show anyway. Some of the other ones I don't have it, but I've got this. You know, we got this. We're gonna be doing
some tech talk.
Not some tech talk, but this will be for when I do end up going to, because moving to Atlanta, I'm hoping that they have a.
Oh, you're moving to Atlanta? I didn't know that.
Moving to Atlanta.
News
Yeah.
to me. I used to live in Atlanta. I don't know if you knew that. I lived there for 8 years. Long time ago now. But
we're moving to the Duluth area.
Okay.
So the northeast side.
I was in Roswell, which is Fulton County.
I know Roswell. Yeah. Just north side.
Yeah.
So we looked from Marietta to
Marietta.
So basically, Marietta from Marietta to, so I guess what highway is that? 72 maybe to 85, basically. So that north
85. Yeah. Nice. So
That's
when do you
where
move? When's the actual move? And what's
next week, man?
One? Oh man, next week. That's you're uprooting.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Quick.
Work related? You doing some more work or?
Well, yeah. So we
going on?
rent here because the company, it's a company thing. We move quite a bit.
Right,
and David said, "Yep, that's right. Duluth, K-Town, Johns Creek. Yep, that's where we'll be."
Nice.
And so because the company's here, the owner here actually, because the interest rates have dropped so much, it's become a seller's market, and so she wanted to sell the house. And we figured we normally move cities every 2 or 3 years for business, so I have to travel closer to different customers. So we figured, well, now that we have to move, it's a good opportunity to just go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
Not to mention there wasn't anything available here locally,
Really?
so it was nothing that fits my needs. I have to have special requirements for what I have to do for work.
Right. Well, it's exciting. So what are you doing with the microphone? What's that for? Is that
So this is my cousin asked me to get it for him. BJ, he's going to be doing a news segment on
live like on location?
On location news segment.
BJ. That's exciting. Looking forward to BJ. I haven't seen him for a while. You know, he's been in hiding a little bit, which is fair. I mean,
he's
first on the scene, and then I think he kind of took things over a little bit, but.
Well, he's actually been out looking for different locations. He's actually in London. He's going to be doing reports from outside Spurs Stadium and Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and he's looking a little different.
How are you going to do that exactly?
He's growing his hair out a little bit, and
right. He looks a little different than what we've seen him before. But we should look forward to some live from the stadium reports. I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah, so I got to send this to him, and then also too, I may be doing some stuff since we're moving to Atlanta. I'm sure they have a larger Spurs community there. Maybe some watch-alongs and
Yeah, they've got a good supporters club there. When I was there for business probably about 2 years ago now, before the pandemic, obviously. And they had, you travel around the U.S. There's basically a supporters club or supporters pub somewhere in every city you go to. It exists, small or large, depending on the city. But Atlanta, I can't think of the name of the pub, but I did go. There wasn't a game. I just went and said hello, kind of thing. Hey, how's it going, Spurs supporter? And just wanted to say hi and see how you guys were doing. Super friendly guys. It was an Irish pub. Just as in regards to like food sort of standards, but yeah, it was good. It's nice people, and it's there for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to check that out when I get there. Also, too, because we're changing houses. Of course, now that I do this, I've been looking for
Studio-ish kind of scenario.
yeah.
Or,
So just
yeah.
so the place I'm going now. So the office that I'm in here is basically just like a little 4 by
It's a
maybe
little box, basically.
maybe bigger than that, 6 by maybe 10 feet.
Right.
Little box. Whereas the other office I'll be in, I'll be able to fit in, more stuff and
little green screen scenario potentially, and
green screen. Then I plan on having like a little Joe Rogan type table where I have
nice.
if people are in town, or if I meet people from the supporters group there that want to come in, we can do a show together and stuff like that. So
nice. That's what I'm planning on doing too. Probably not nearly as soon as you. It'll be most likely beginning of next year, but moving into a bigger space with a sort of podcast studio scenario where you can do those types of situations, people round table scenario. We try to do it with my other podcast, but the North End one that I'm actually doing later today. There's 4 of us. We tried to do 3 of us, but doing it on StreamYard with 3 people in a shot, like the shot gets so freaking small. You try to squeeze everybody in, and it was like, we can't do it. We can only do it with 3 people. So the 4th person who was in another location, we had to send them packing. We're like, sorry, buddy, it's not gonna work.
But yeah, so I plan on doing a multi-camera thing. I've got I got this one here, and then I've got those. I have 2 behind me, and even my old one now.
What are you using for a switcher in that scenario? Are you going, because I'm going to do the same thing, but I haven't quite figured out my tech yet, so I was going to ask.
So there's a thing called an ATEM. It's ATEM Pro, and you can plug in 4 different HDMI devices, and you can switch it. It's basically a scene selector, and you push camera 1, camera 2. So you can do it on the fly.
Tweet it live if you want, and then you can.
And it does all the processing on the device itself, so it takes a lot of the CPU
expensive,
intensive.
is it, or is it
$300-400? Not that bad.
Not bad at all, actually. But
No,
that's American, but that's exactly what I'm looking for, because I planning on doing some of the same type of stuff as well. So something affordable.
Blackmagic ATEM Pro.
Blackmagic. I think I've seen that before. Yeah, nice.
And I'll be either doing that, or the way that I'll do it here too is I can do it through OBS as well.
Yep.
So on one screen.
Yeah, the OBS is pretty handy stuff. I use that for streaming for DJs in different locations and stuff, and through Twitch.
Only because I have 2 cameras that don't have clean HDMI out, and so
meaning
so like you have menu information on your camera screen on a DSLR.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And it'll work because they're Canons. They'll work
you get
now.
The shot, but you still get the garbage.
But they work now through their USB ports. So Canon came out with a new app that allows you to do it, and
USB-C, I take it, or
well, just the USB out of the side of the camera. They just have their own app, and it runs bit about it's 720, I think, is what the resolution is. It's not full 1080, but for A and B cameras, for cameras that are
it's 720. I mean,
it's close enough, to be honest.
You and I are probably the only people that notice those types of things. 1080p and 720. I mean, most broadcast, like if it's just TV broadcast, it's 720 anyway. They don't even moved up to.
Well, actually, my camera right now that's what this one's broadcasting out. This one doesn't have clean HDMI, and so it looks. It's just because of the high quality of the size of the sensor and the lens. There's more than just resolution. You can have a camera that's 1080p and look horrible.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool, man. Well, looking forward to seeing more of the content, because we're going to be doing a lot of the same stuff with a couple of my channels. So we'll be we should do some trade-offs. You come on our channels, we'll come on yours, and it should be fun to do.
Yeah, 100%. And Bob, if you want to jump on, dude, it's that time now.
Get on here, Bobby.
Other creators want to jump in here. But yeah, podcast, we'll be doing that, and then doing our normal shows that we do pre and post match, the rant shows at night, and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got some got some plans going on
Stuff
here.
coming up. Yeah. It's exciting, man. Looking
Then my
forward to it.
grandpa's got a show now.
Oh, does he? Yeah.
Yeah, the Boring Hotspurs. My grandpa.
When's that on? I
Yeah.
haven't seen that yet.
He did a short video earlier or yesterday. It's on
Yeah?
the channel. Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. I've been quite busy, so I haven't had a chance to be on the YouTubes as much as usual. So
Yeah,
for
my
good reason and
grandpa's
for bad, because I miss it. But sometimes you gotta do other things.
Yeah, we're making it a family show. We got my grandpa, and then we've got
Boys coming on yet, or
no sons yet, but we've got grandpa and my cousin and a couple other things. So
have you converted them all to Spurs fans? Then is that what's happened?
yeah, for the most part. I mean, BJ, he's not really a fan. He just likes attention. So.
Yeah, that's fair. I was
Not
thinking
really.
more about your dad and your boys, but I know your boys are into it, right? Because we've seen the pics and stuff with you.
Yeah, my oldest son is into it for more so than the other ones, but yeah. So Mark Swift saw the vid with my granddad.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll pop on the channel, check that out for sure.
Yeah, it's a short one. It's only 50 seconds. So
Oh, is it? Yeah, just
Yeah.
a quick blurb.
Yeah.
Boring Hotspur. That's great.
Yeah.
Love it.
You'll when you finally do say it, you'll roll laughing.
Oh, is that the one with the glasses? Is that with the woman? Oh, I have seen it.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I always thought yeah, that's funny actually. I saw it in one of our WhatsApp groups. And I was laughing. That's good.
That's my grandpa.
Yeah. Nice one. Did you
And,
see the any Spurs news today? You're excited about the what's his name?
Romero 5 minutes
Romero's
ago
looking
apparently.
it's all over Maddie's channel. It was all firing off that he's agreed to personal terms.
Yeah, I think I jumped live about the same time as Matt did or something like that. I don't think Matt's still alive because my views went from like 50 to 70 in about.
I was listening to him and then hopped over, so that would make sense. I thought you said a half an hour, so I thought 2:30, so that's why I came.
Well, that's normally what so 2:30. So after I start the show, I usually do one-on-one with the audience for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then I start bringing people in. But Brian, I hadn't talked to him in so long, and he jumped on because he had a meeting that he had to go to at the time when the normal Creators Corner starts.
Gotcha.
Who's Sam Greenwood? I don't know who you are, my friend. But no, I'm not jealous of you.
And you're not. All right. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
I don't even know who Sam Greenwood is. Are you a
Tell us, Sammy, who you are. Who are you,
Sam?
buddy? Like, hop on if you want and tell us who you are if you're so famous. I don't know if you've got a link or not, but
says he's on loads of channels. I've never seen you on channels though, Sam. So why if I don't know who you are, how could I be jealous? No offense or anything, right?
Yeah.
But Brandon. Who's Brandon? I don't see Brandon, Bob.
Brandon, what's the issue, mate?
Who are you talking to, Bob?
Bobby.
Who are you fighting with now,
Oh,
Bob?
Brandon says he could buy the channel, so I don't know what that means exactly, but
You could buy my channel? I don't think you could buy my channel. But you think he left? So I am too, Adam. All of a sudden, it's like I don't know who these folks are. But thanks for subscribing though, because that's the only way that you can chat is if you're subscribed to the channel. So thanks for that.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah. Good to hear. But yeah, the Romero guy. What are your thoughts on him?
I mean, I have to be honest. I'm not like Jack, Kinnicky, who knows all these players from different places. I know a little bit about him. I've heard really good things. He's like the type of player we need right now. 23, center half, very communicative, very strong, very powerful player. Is apparently exactly what we need. So I'm going to go with what other people say because I don't know a heck of a lot about him. But it looks like there's a lot going on that I'm surprised about. I mean, I think most of us were thinking there was a lot needed to be out before we see anybody come in, but it looks like that's not necessarily the case. So I'm pretty excited about it. This other kid, what's his name? I don't know if it's Gill or Hill. I think you're supposed to pronounce it Hill.
Yeah, something like that. Hill.
If you're Spanish, it's Hill. If you're English, it's Gill.
You'll see one day when I'm mass. You're welcome to come on my shows anytime, man. I have a show that's open for everybody.
Yeah.
So you'll be the last one laughing. Who's laughing at you, friend?
I don't understand. You must be just trying to cause some shit or something.
Yeah. You know what we do with those type of people?
Banhammer.
We
Smash
just block you.
Yeah, so it's looking good though. It's looking like there's some things happening, which makes me excited. You know, I'm skeptical. I was nervous. I was like, what? You know, is there anything to be excited about this season? Are we gonna be the same as we were at the end of the last season? It's looking up. So I'm
Does
happy about
everybody
that.
in the audience think that maybe Brandon's my grandpa?
Must be, right?
Must be my granddad. I think who else? I think Simon or Sam might be my granddad too. It's so funny when you have to create accounts because you're too afraid to be yourself. That's always funny. And let's see, Mr. Brandon. Goodbye. Okay.
Are people
There
still
they-
seriously doing that? Are they creating accounts to?
Yeah.
All right.
But it's always fun. It's always fun when people love to think that they have anything they want. But
Yeah,
Romero, back to the
back to
Romero.
football.
Back to actual content of the show.
Yeah.
Um,
What are your thoughts on him? Have you? I mean, I've learned about him based on what other people are talking about, but I'd be curious what you think.
yeah, look, I have I haven't done a real in-depth study on any of them because there's too many to do in-depth studies on every single person. So,
Yeah.
but I did watch a little bit of the Copa America and I did watch a few of those games and he did look decent there. Marcelo says it would
He
be
knows him quite a bit. doesn't
yeah,
he?
it would be
Yeah.
the signing of the century, probably one of the top 5 center backs in Italy. So
That's what I'm seeing as well. Like where
Yeah.
is he right now? He plays for
Atalanta.
He's at Atlanta, but on loan from Juventus, right? And I think that's the
Possibly.
that's my understanding. It's a 2-year loan to buy, and that's why we're that's what Matty Hayes was saying anyway. That's
Yeah.
why we're dealing with Atalanta, not Juventus. But they've agreed to terms. And that's typically a good sign because that means he wants to come, or at least that's what it seems like. Often when you're waiting for that and then they don't agree to terms, you're like, okay, I guess we're not going to see him. So
100%.
massive, could be massive. The start of something. I heard another rumor today too is that like what Paratici is doing is that when he brings a player in, he automatically will be getting rid of the player in that position, and that he's already got that kind of lined up. I don't know exactly how that works exactly, but could we see Dyer out or Sanchez out when he comes in? That would be nice. We've seen Lamela go when we haven't seen it yet 100%, but Lamela for Gill. Yeah. Could be a good summer, Will. Could be a good summer. I mean, not what anybody expected 2 weeks ago, but
No, 100% it could be a good summer. Look, like I said, I think I've said this for the whole summer is that if we get 2 center backs and 1 right winger, I'll say that this window is a success. If we don't get those
I remember
positions,
you saying that actually. Yeah.
I won't be happy.
Is Gill a right winger? I mean, this is another debate, right? I think he plays off the left, but there's all this talk that he can play in any position in a 3 behind, like in a 4-2-3-1. So,
Yeah.
If he's versatile and he's young and he can play on the right side, he's a natural left footer, so he can cut in and play inside off his left foot. So there's something there, or Sonny goes up top, depending what happens with Kane. I don't know what the situation there is, but
Yeah.
bring him on. It's nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's some other people too. There's been several things like the goalkeeper. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I think that's
convinced
that's
of
for the
that one.
Me neither. I think that's for the future. I've heard some pretty bad things about his statistics from last season. He's like worse than Kepa when it comes to his like errors per game scenario, and his distribution's poor. His saving from outside the box is at like I think it's worse than Kepa's, which is one of the worst in European football. So that doesn't bode well. But previous seasons to that, apparently he was very good. So he just had a bad season. and that's sort of what's weighing on him. So maybe a chance to work under Lloris for a season, a chance to kind of not be the one who's going to be making those types of errors per se. Just he gets a chance to work with a good coaching staff and a good World Cup winning goalkeeper, and maybe that's going to be the thing that'll make him come good, and hopefully come good when we're going to lose Lloris. Because I've said on a couple of occasions on a couple of different channels that we need to address that goalkeeper situation. We need to be in a position of strength rather than weakness by getting ahead of it rather than waiting for it to run out. So I do like the idea that they're looking at it, and maybe if it's done right, he could be the right guy for the job.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Definitely somebody that could be. But I tell you what, I have a kind of a. I just didn't. This is silly. It's silly.
What's
but
that?
When you come out with the blonde hair and just the vibe of him just didn't.
The arrogance, right?
Yeah, it didn't bode well with me. It's not like we've got someone here who's going to be a real, leader,
focused
in the club
leader. Yeah. At least we won't have our goalkeeper as a captain anymore when Lloris moves on, because I'm not a huge fan of that. I'd like to see that change.
Yeah.
But a lot of moves. Anybody else that it was looking like coming in that you'd want to see? Anybody else at center half? I feel like center half is kind of that position that, like you said, we need two players. Doesn't look like Anderson's on the radar anymore. He's a no-go. Who else is there that's
hold on. I'm gonna do this. Aaron, Dove, you are now a moderator on the channel, as well as Bob, if you're still there, and Matt, if you're there. The chemist, you're there too. If you see any of these little troll guys, just hide them from the channel, right?
get rid?
I'm not even gonna pay attention to them anymore. So,
Yeah, they just want you to respond. So
yeah. But don't even just delete the message. Totally, just hide them altogether. So, cool. Problem solved. Moderators, you
off
rock.
you go.
But yeah, anybody who's typing in all caps and being a douchebag, just
Yeah, Sam Greenwood being one of those right now.
Yeah.
Who's that an actual picture of? Like, I think that's somebody famous. I can't. Anyway, I don't.
yeah, it's
forget.
like an actor or something.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. I can't think of his name,
I
but
can bring up his comments still, even though he's gone. Like this dude here.
Yeah. He's an actor, a British actor. I forget his name.
Yeah, I don't know who he is though.
I have a question for you, Will. If this transfer window goes better than we all think it's going to go, are we? I mean, I'm not saying I would be probably ever be Levy in, but would be cut some slack to see how it pans out a little bit just for the season, rather than putting so much weight into hating Levy and the amount of energy that Spurs fans put into that.
Well, I hate Levy, and I can.
No, I'm not saying.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that goes away, but we can sort of just focus on the team now instead of thinking about that too much.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm doing now. I mean, the Nuno signing calmed me down a little bit. I honestly think he's going to be a good appointment. I really do.
Yeah, you've been saying that. For
I
sure.
know that it's not a popular opinion, so Aaron, because you're a new mob, I gotta just real quick. We don't necessarily just chop people who disagree. Like, that's different. But like, if they're obvious trolls, just hide them, right? If they disagree, that's fine. We're cool with them. But Abdul, are you no, you're not. Abdul, you're a mod now too, by the way. All of my regulars on the late night rant stream, I trust you guys to use your best judgment. So
they can smell a troll.
Yeah, you guys can smell a troll. You guys have been around long enough. That's exactly right. It's just, don't worry, it takes him longer to make a new account than it does for Mods Savannah. That's true.
That's good.
It's 2 seconds. Boop, boop. Yeah. And not only that, but those trolls, I gotta love them, because when they come in, they help the view.
They're good for the algorithm.
Yeah,
man.
man.
Just like,
Pushing it out.
Pushing it out. It's good stuff. Yeah, we were talking sort of how you feeling about the season. With if the transfer window is a good one.
For good, like just those three positions, it would be a good one. And then too, like if we get Tomiyasu and Romero, and then if this Gill kid, I think he's still too young. He's not the person
Like
that I was
20,
looking
right?
for.
Yeah. I think he's a future for future signing. I don't think they've.
Yeah,
I think they'll still look for another forward. At least I hope they do.
I'm so burned by this whole Jack Clark deal, though, that was the year when we could have, gotten Jack Grealish for
and we got
an
Jack
extra
Clark
5-10 million, and we bought.
Who hasn't even played
extra.
a wick?
Yeah.
He's other than in preseason. He came on yesterday's game in the last 10 minutes and didn't do anything.
It's fine. Don't let the wrench go to your head, though, Abdul.
Abdul's just like Van Hammering everybody. There's like nobody in the comments anymore.
The viewer count drops from 80 to 12. No.
That's funny.
But no, for this window to be a good one, those are really the main positions that I'm looking at. The goalkeeper one is the bonus. The fact that we haven't seen Joe Hart poking his head around much since the first
Played that
friendly.
First friendly, and that was it. Yeah.
Is good. The Endon Belly, I haven't seen him.
Oh, yeah. News on that,
is...
and that's news on that though. Well, he just had his first baby like a couple of days ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
so they gave him extra time off in the summer.
Yeah, I think they, knew his wife was expecting, and then she just gave birth like 2 days ago. So the, Mazel Tov was what Bri was on We Are Tottenham TV earlier, and it came up while they were streaming, and that was the news. So
yeah,
it's that's good news because I had the same thought. There's a few players we haven't seen that like they didn't play internationally, so why aren't they playing in these friendlies? The Matt Doherty's of the world. Matt Doherty hasn't played a wick either, has he? I guess he's checking out the younger players to see what he's got in the youth system, but you got to get these players ready. There's 3 weeks and we're playing Manchester City on the opening game of the season, for fuck's sakes. It can't be just like mucking around, It's not good.
Yeah. But for me...
Region and Session as well. Those are two that Giovanni Lo Celso has told us about. Where are they? Why aren't they? Why aren't we seeing any of them at all? It's a strange one. The Sessignon one maybe is because he's come back from another club and they're trying to. There's some transition there. I just throw darts at it at this point. I don't really know, but no Region, Session or Doherty. And no, I don't think the chemist is saying were they on the bench. I don't think I've seen any of them on the bench either. Well, we got one more friendly on Wednesday, like one more sort of easier.
We've seen photos of Matt Doherty in training. We've seen pictures of Serge Aurier in training.
Yeah. Sonny's come back like 4 days ago, and he's played.
Yeah.
So it's a strange one.
Yeah, and then too, it might just be that they're trying to look at some younger guys. Bring in as many young guys as possible in order to do that.
That's the only thing I can think of that makes any sense. He's just trying to get a sense of what he's got in the youth system and the type of football he wants to play. And maybe there's a couple of players that he's like, you know what, I can bring this guy in and have him as my second right back or my second left back or whatever it is that he's going to try to do. What do you think about have you watched the friendlies closely? Have you been watching them or no?
Yeah, I have. I watched both of them. Well, the first one I watched as I was driving. So did I watch it closely?
Hopefully not, because if you did, you wouldn't be sitting at this right now, probably.
Yeah.
Yesterday's I watched closely though. Yesterday, what do you think of the football? What do you think of the football we're playing that Nuno's got him play, especially in the first halves, because you can kind of tell the shape. And I think when you bring on all those youth players, it's hard to know what the hell's going on. But
yeah, I wasn't too impressed with the first half of the other one, other than Dane Scarlett. I thought that he looked promising.
He looked quite good. Yeah.
Man, I wish he was like 20 and not 17. Son, obviously his son.
He looked good.
Yeah, the fact that Dele Alli is still doing nothing is very disappointing.
He's got to go, right? Like it's just time. Skippy looks fantastic. That's one of the comments as well. Skip looked amazing yesterday. I was like, in the first half an hour, 40 minutes, I was like, whoa, some of the passes, some of the just vision and strength on the ball. He's a player. I think we've got that midfield position with him there. If we can get rid of Winks and Dele, then make up some money on those two players as well. Dele, Winks is probably 15-20 million you get for him, maybe a touch more, depending on who you saw him for. Dele you could still get 25-30 for probably. That's 55 million to invest in a couple other players.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, for me, Dele, he's got. I still don't know what his deal is. I mean, he had the goal yesterday or whatnot, and
That was a
it
bit
wa-
old, a
it
bit
was
old school for him too, right? Comes in from the
yeah, but it
you
was
know,
kind of a wonky goal too. It was like
Oh,
he
yeah.
fell into it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. It wasn't
was-
pretty. It wasn't pretty at all.
So if you fall, if a ball, I mean, it was a good ball across from Sonny, right? To be
Yeah.
to.
Sonny did all the work. Dele got in
It was
position.
one of those things. Like, was that an own goal or was that a goal? Like, you
Yeah, I
didn't
couldn't
know.
tell at first. Yeah,
Yeah.
until they got the replay from him.
Was
coming
it a
into the net.
handball or was it not a handball?
He
Like,
just stuck up his body like this and just
Yeah.
went
So-
off of him. He needs to
kinda
go.
ran
He needs to go for his own sake too, right? Like, go somewhere else. You'll play. You'll get more football, and you'll get an opportunity to
what?
sort of recreate yourself a little
it's like
bit.
25, right?
Yeah, still young.
So 25, you go to someplace else now, right?
Somewhere in Spain where you
Even-
got more time on the ball and you could dick around. That's
Yeah, or even to a lower team in the Prem, right? If you're going to, let's say, an Aston Villa or a Leeds, or where they play a system that necessarily fits what you did under Pochettino when you were great, right?
I think
We
it'd be
don't-
great. I think Villa's a great shout. I think in behind the striker with Grealish to his left, and he plays just a 10. Just keep him as a 10. Don't
Kind of in
give
that
him
Ghazi spot, right? Like
yeah,
where
exactly,
Ghazi,
Ghazi, don't give him any responsibilities defending, and you're good
But
to go.
in the friendlies, it's almost like he's been playing like a 6. Like, I don't know what's going
Playing
on. He's,
really
like,
deep,
really
deep. Yeah, like almost beside your defensive midfielder in the pivot. Like, it's just been strange. But also off the left, he's been playing quite a bit off the left as well. It's weird. I've been trying to figure out what the formation that we're playing, especially yesterday's game. The first, I was like, what are we playing? Like, some of the wingbacks were really high up. That what's his name? Starts with a B, Brzezinski or something like that, or Brzaki. I can't think of his name. He looked really good, but he was playing really high up the pitch, and so there was like I guess it was a 3-4-3 probably. It's hard to tell. I don't know. Could you tell? Could you tell what formation we were playing?
It looked like we were playing a 3-5-2, or a 4-3-3. It's hard to tell because who was that younger guy that was playing center back or whatever, or left wing back or whatever, or left back, and it was just kind of
Yeah.
sitting deep.
There's Putskotzi, who was on the
Putskotzi.
right, and then the other kid on the left, whose name I can't remember either because I'm terrible with names as it is. But yeah, in the comments, pop the names in there for us, guys. The two those, I thought they both played quite well in those wingback positions. I thought they were both useful. They got high up the pitch. They created, got some crosses in, which you want to see in that situation. I'm trying to figure out if it's a 3-4-3 or if it's a 3-5-2. Or maybe it's just something that's more fluid than one or the other.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll really know until we get the players that we're used to seeing play and like how it's lining up, because just with all these youth players and sort of him mucking around trying to figure things out, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, like me, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name, but I agree with you that Lucas might fit Nuno's vision. I think Lucas is a good player. I've seen that number 10.
He's actually been really good in the first two friendlies. A couple of really beautiful through balls to create chances and taking on players. He always looks world class though in these types of games.
I like him in a midfield role when he doesn't have to.
When he's higher up the pitch,
Yeah.
right? When he's in that, and when he's in that, it was probably the last 3 or 4 games for Jose before he got the sack. And he was playing in that sort of fluid position and behind Kane. He looked really good. He was creating a lot, causing defenders to sort of run around and try to chase him. And he keeps the ball really well. I don't like him at wide. So the chemist is agreeing. He says Lucas is great when he doesn't play winger, and I'd have to agree with him there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think he'll stay. I think Lucas will have a say in just squad player at the very least. And if his form continues, then he'll play. I think Nuno will like him as far as what he can bring to transitioning and getting the ball up the pitch faster. He has that ability with a good through ball or with just running with it. He can transition really well too. So, but I do like him in that 10. I think it's the best position for him.
Yeah, I don't really like him that much as a right winger, but for number 10, he's somebody who I think his fearlessness can help to break presses. We don't really
Absolutely.
have anyone who's like fearless on the ball right now.
Other
and
than
he's definitely
Lamela, if he's ever fit.
Yeah, Lamela.
Yeah, Lamela too. But Lamela just
He's
like gets
gone.
Lamela gets the ball. He does the same types of runs that Mora does, but he ends up just running into people like
Well,
even
it's
more
because he's
more
too.
than Mora.
If you look at him when he does those runs, he's always drifting left the whole time. If he
Yeah.
ever has to go right, he's done. He has
Yeah,
because
got
he's
one-footed,
so
right?
one-footed.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Mora can kind of in and out, right, left, right,
Cut
right, left.
everywhere,
Yeah, he's much better. Bergwijn's another one that in that friendly that I didn't think that he looked horrible.
He got
He
himself
didn't-
involved a lot, right? But
Yeah.
he's not his final ball, his decision making is missing.
It could be Faz. I agree with you, but I think for his own sake, I like Dele Alli. Like I said, he was the name on the back of my very first Nike kit. So once the club switched over to Nike and I was buying a Nike kit,
Yeah.
his name was the first name on the back of one of my shirts. I am a Dele Alli fan, but I'm also honest, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
regardless if I like you, if you play like crap, I'm going to call you out on it.
And he's been bad for a few years now. It's not
Yeah.
like he's just had like 6 months out of form. It's 2.5 seasons now that
Yeah.
he hasn't been able to get remotely close to where he was under Poch. So it's I think he has to go for his own sake. Yeah, he'll probably return to his quality in another club. He just needs a change of atmosphere, different situation is the only way you're going to get him to remotely get close to what we've seen previously. And it's a shame it won't be for Spurs, but there's other players come and go.
100%. Like Giovanni, I don't know why he doesn't shoot. I'm sure it's a confidence thing. He knows if he misses, he's going to get razzmatazz, which I think is poor. For me, look, if a guy misses a shot,
It happens.
it happens. I mean, I like to use this example, right? Kobe Bryant, when he was the league score or the league score leader, also led the leagues in misses.
Yeah, because he just took them. That's
Yeah.
like Jermaine Defoe was like that for so many seasons. Jermaine Defoe scored like 15 to 20 goals in a season. Take like 10 shots a game. Just whatever. Just
Yeah,
rip
you
it.
got to take him. You got to.
Yeah.
But you got to get some thick skin too, man. Like even my son, like he always looking for a pass instead of taking a shot. And I got to tell him, dude, you just got to take the
Just
shot.
hit it, man. Just hit
take
it.
the shot. I don't
Yeah.
care if you miss
It's-
1,000 of them.
Get selfish a little bit. Be selfish, and then once you start to gain a bit of confidence in that situation too, then you just go off. Like Harry Kane, when he used to take tons of shots and miss a lot, and then he slowly just got clinical. And it was, you could see it over the span of about 2 seasons. He went from a player that was good, scored 15 to 20 goals, to a player that nearly scored every time he took a shot. And it was like, it's just confidence. It's just doing it over and over again, and eventually you'll get it. You get the feel for being around the net. You get confident with your body and your decision making, and it just changes. And I think, I know how old is Bergwijn anyway? What's his age? He's 23.
23, I think. Yeah.
So he's still young enough to
Yeah.
turn around. He's not
Yeah.
26,
And
27.
for people that are watching, like I'll admit he hasn't been good. He hasn't looked good. But I have more grace for the players. The reason why I go so hard in on Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, Erik Lamela, all of those players, they've been here for 8 years.
Yeah, we've graced them already. They've had their chances, and they've had their moments too. So where we've clapped them, but it's like, it's time to go now, guys. It's time to go.
If you're still in your first contract,
Yeah. Clearly, there's something wrong there.
I'm gonna hold you. I may not want to see you start, right? But I'm gonna be okay if you're not sold.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm not gonna be upset if you're not getting sold. But like Harry Winks, he's been at the club since he was like 4. You know what I mean? That's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean.
And it's not really much. I think maybe 6 or 7. I think he was when he came through. Yeah.
So it's like those players got to go.
Yeah.
They got to go.
Yeah.
In my mind,
they reached
You know
their
what I mean?
peak. Like Winks' peak was 2016, 2017. That's when he was probably at his best for Spurs, and we could have made some dough off of him at that point. He probably could have sold him for 40, 50 million after the Champions League run we went on with. He played incredible against Barcelona, incredible against a Luka Modric midfield against Real Madrid. He looked like he knew what he was doing. He had confidence, and then whatever happened, it's gone.
And I mean, just think about the turmoil time that they've been through too. I mean, I know it's keep making excuses, but you got the Poch getting sacked, the Mourinho issue,
How much is
right?
going on
You
at the
know,
club, yeah. for
yeah. I
sure.
mean, it's not been an environment like you could say it has instilled or been the absolute best for developing people or helping people to settle into a club and get used to the system.
Yeah, it doesn't
and-
help when you change manager. It doesn't help when you don't have a manager for 72 days either. So the
Exactly.
turmoil in the last 2 seasons since Poch got the sack has been pretty brutal for probably all the players, and we have to take that into account. And that, as much as we're like, oh, they should grow thicker skin, despite even if you could even have thick skin and still struggle through that because you just inconsistency with what it is you're being told to do on the pitch, and then having to make adjustments, and trying to still maintain some quality in that is difficult to do. So, but yeah, I just think, like you said, if you've been at the club for 7-8 seasons and you've been sort of average, it's time to go. It's time to head out. It's been fun.
100%.
It's been real. You've done your job. But yeah, we need some fresh blood.
We do need some fresh blood, but I think it's coming in. And like I was telling Brian Daigle, the only positive that I've seen is that we didn't hear a lot about some of the deadwood up until after the first friendly. And then that's when the reports from the Athletic and stuff like that started coming out saying that, these guys are up for sale.
Yeah, and that's obviously probably the manager Nuno need to have a look at them.
Yeah,
right? Like
have a look.
Yeah,
he had a look.
He had a look, and he's like, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. And he probably also had a conversation with Jose. Let's be honest, they're buddies.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say they're buddies. They're close enough for him to call him up and say, hey, I'd love to get your advice on some of the players here. What do you think about so and so and so and so? And he's like, get rid. This guy's good. Keep him. You've seen Dane Scarlett getting a ton of starting time in these friendlies. That's likely because of what Jose has said about him. Not even just probably to him directly, but just in the media as well. So there's some trust there. So yeah, I'm hoping that those players that have been problematic that Jose attempted to manage and deal with in some capacity, we'll see out. Most of them out this summer, or at least like 80% of them. Fucking, if we have like a couple of them are squad players still for the sake of it, and we couldn't get them out because they didn't have value, that's fine. They just don't get to play very much unless it's the conference league. You're a conference league midfielder. That's where you get to show your what you're about. But other than that, sayonara.
Yeah, and for me, it's just been, I'm just glad that they're starting to move on. Davis and Sanchez hopefully will go the other way in this Romero deal.
Is that what's supposed to happen still?
It's not what it's supposed to happen.
I mean,
I'm hoping it happens.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
I made a joke earlier, and I don't think Brian caught it, but I said, we could do 55 million euro and Davis and Sanchez when all they're asking is 55 million euro, right? Like, just give them to them.
Yeah. I think
Kind of like.
it's funny because I think Davinson Sanchez. I don't think he's been good for Spurs in a few years, but he had a really good season when he first came in. First 2 seasons when he came in, playing with good center halves. We don't have any good center halves right now. I mean, other than Alderweireld, and he is not remotely what he was, right? So Sanchez can have an incredible game next to the right player, but he needs to be directed. Somebody needs to tell him what to do. If he's left there to his own devices, it's a shambles. He just completely fucks it up. So he needs to go somewhere else where there's an experienced center half. He can stand beside them and be told what to do. We don't have that at Spurs, so he's got to roll. Unless, of course, I mean, Romero's not he's not experienced, but maybe he's the right mentality to organize, because that's our biggest issue is the lack of organization. Did you see Eric Dyer's standard? The ball goes high up over, and his standard looks the wrong way, looks the other way. Player gets in behind and almost scores yesterday. I was just like, oh God,
yeah.
you are not a center half, buddy. You really should not be playing in that position. If you don't know how to judge the flight of a ball when you're defending, you should not be playing defense. Just shambles, utter shambles at that level. Anyway, I mean, we've seen it, of course, in Sunday League. It happens all the time because it's like. But when you've got a player who's wearing the armband, he's the fucking captain of the day, and he can't judge the flight of a ball. You got problems.
No, for sure, 100%. And you know, and all these other different players too, man. It's like the problem with this too. And look, I'm not taking digs at reporters. That's not my style. Because look, and for people who get upset about all the reporters reporting over, they're just repeating the information that they got. You know what I mean? They've heard out. That's their job. That's what they get paid to do. Especially if you're a transfer like Fabrizio Romano. I don't know why he gets so much slack. His job, he is a transfer market reporter.
He's just
what he
supposed
does.
to report what he's told. Yeah.
All he does. He is a transfer reporter. That's what he does. He reports on football transfers.
People love it though because he is the guy who's probably, if he's reporting it, it means that it's likely true because it's gotten to that point where it's a transfer that's true. So he gets asked about everything, which is good for him for his business.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so because they're wrong, they're somehow spreading disinformation. I think that's unfair, right?
I agree.
They're not claiming that this is fact. They're not asserting. He's never come out and said he's coming now, unless he knows they're coming now, right? Like, here we go. Unless he does his hashtag. Here we go.
The hashtag here we go,
right?
then it's probably true. Yeah. He's even missed those on a couple of occasions, but usually comes out and says, it wasn't what I thought it was.
Last deal
or
split,
it fell apart or whatever, right? Because sometimes deals fall apart. But
but I mean, he's not coming out and spreading disinformation. Disinformation, it would be like, Tottenham Hotspur have just signed Cristiano Ronaldo and intentionally. Disinformation is intentional.
Yeah,
you're intentionally putting it out,
like clickbait, or your intention is to try to get more people to watch whatever it is you're doing, despite lying about what it is you're saying, which still a lot of people do. I don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but people do it.
So I have a rule on my channel that I have to have 3 sources that I trust.
Yeah.
So that would be Fabrizio's one. So if Fabrizio, Ali Gold, and then like Di Mario. Or even Matt now is getting a lot of information.
Maddie's doing great. Maddie's using the sources that we trust.
Yeah.
So that's where, like, if Maddie's doing his show earlier today, if he's doing an update, I'm like, oh great, because at least he always says it in the right way. He says, look, this is the news I'm getting. This is what's being reported from these people. These are people I trust, and here's why. Sometimes I'll trust something based on what other people trust, because it's kind of what you have to do when you're working in media. You can't. Nothing's guaranteed, right? Nothing is 100% true, but you have to try to, sift through the weeds to some extent to try to find out what's likely true, and then try to report it in a responsible way. Maddie's doing a great job.
But not only that, but Maddie actually provides information, data,
on each of the players too, right? Like the quality of the player, the age of the player, the position they play,
where
I like that a lot. Actually, that's
what they do. And I think that's far more valuable to the community.
I agree.
Than some, oaf sitting there mumbling on about, this, that, and the other thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't want to watch some oaf just grumble and moan and complain,
rambling on about fuck all.
15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's wrong, at least I'm learning about that player. Even if that player doesn't come to the club,
if it doesn't happen, at least you've learned something.
He's now on my radar, and if we get tied to him later on, and we go. And grab somebody in the future, right?
Yep.
But just complete, opinion with no substance is boring to me.
Yeah,
it's absolutely boring.
I agree. It's not something I want to pay attention to.
But too, on the flip side, just parroting is boring to me, right? But that's why there are channels out there that just parrot. They don't add anything to it. They don't do any research on the information. They simply just
repeating somebody else.
It'd be like I'm looking here as I'm doing my live stream, and I'm looking at Tottenham Hotspur have agreed personal terms with Cristiano Ronaldo on a 5-year contract. The club is now getting his transfer with Atlanta, and according to Fabrizio Romano. And then I just go on to the next one. Football Italia said that Target Pellegrini. Then I'm just reading tweets, right? I'm not providing anything. Well, that's not what Matt does, right? That's not that's not something that Matty does.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not something that We Are Tottenham TV does, right? They'll take those reports, do some research on it, actually put together some punditry, right?
Yep.
Some talking points on the topic, and then talk about it, because that's what we're here to watch in the first place. We're here to learn and watch and do that stuff.
get excited about something, and absolutely, man, absolutely.
Yeah. A good deal, man. Yeah, we're excited about that. Hopefully that one goes through. Look, if Marcelo gets excited about a defender, that's when I start to get excited. I'll be fair. I'll be honest. I don't know a lot about
Me neither. I didn't
defenders.
either,
I'm not a
so.
defensive expert. Midfielders, I tend to have a very keen eye on.
Yeah, I'm a forwards guy. Typically, played that position myself, so it's something you pay attention. The thing you pay attention to is typically the position you.
Yeah, so like my son plays in the midfield, so that's for me. That's why I've done a lot of game study on midfielders to help my son advance in his career. So I'm more familiar with what a good midfielder does on and off the ball rather than what I'm not looking at center backs. My son doesn't play center back. I do look at right backs and left backs though, because he does sometimes for the state team.
Yeah, I played in those positions too. I look at them a little bit, and you can also just the shape of a team and what those players are doing and how far up they are on in the pitch. Brian Ireland flexing on his skills. I wasn't flexing Giovanni on my skills at all. I just said I played up top. That's it. I was amazing. Oh man, I played third division Sunday league, so it wasn't. But when you play in a position, you pay attention to those positions, right? Because it's the thing that you would enjoy doing. I love scoring goals. It was my favorite thing to do. Obviously, is scoring goals. So you see what players in those positions try to do and the different styles of it, and so I like looking at them.
I've never watched Father Ted. I don't know if that's a compliment or a dig. But Matt is Irish, yes.
Maddie is Irish. Yes, that's correct.
Island Life. Trust me, Chris. I'll trust you, man.
Yeah,
trust you,
buddy. That's all we're hearing from everybody, right? Like everybody is like, "Whoa, this is huge!" If we get them, top 3, top 4 CBs in the world is what I've heard. I mean, I don't know if that's just a little bit of
Well, Marcelo was saying top 5 in Serie A, which there's a lot of, which is a compliment because there's a lot of really good defenders in Serie A, right? There's probably, I would say, there's probably more top tier defenders in Serie A than there are.
Yeah, they breed
in the Premier League right now.
There's something about that league, right? That they focus on that sort of specific type of defender as well. That is really
I think it's a little bit more of a pragmatic style of football in Serie A, right?
It is for sure. More defensive, work from the back kind of thing rather than
because there's such a divide between the top 4 and the rest of the squad.
They got to figure out how they're going to get bugs flying in front of me. Sorry, figure out how they're going to play against those teams if they're going to try to get results, right? So.
If we get them, if that is true, this is the ones. The personal term ones do scare me. Why? Because that means the player's willing to come.
It's just another little,
and it's all down to Daniel Levy and whether he wants to pay the money.
Yeah,
and that's where
it's 55 mil, right? 50, 55, 60.
That's a lot of money for Daniel Levy. But there was good news. There was a good report that came out that said that they're willing to take it in installments, which is right up Daniel Levy's alley.
Yeah. Maybe if we can sell the likes of Davinson Sanchez and Eric Dyer, that money just goes, like, as soon as we sell them, that goes straight to the Romero deal kind of thing. That would be ideal because then they would push them to try to get rid as well, right?
I'll have to do that, Mark. I'll have to do that.
It's worth a watch. You'll have a laugh, Father Ted.
I miss Sam now. He made 4 accounts. No fifth one, Sam. I know you're out there watching.
Sam gave up on it. Yeah.
No 5th one, Sam.
Desperate for trolling in the
right. Like you made 4 accounts to come in multiple times. Funny.
Yeah, interesting comment. You want to bring up Abdul's comments, the most recent one, because I think this is an interesting one about playing a back 3. He played at the center of a 3, right? It's Atalanta, and I believe he did the same at Juventus. I don't know 100% about that, but
I think all 3 of Atalanta's center backs are fairly good. I'd probably take
the whole defense.
Yeah, Sevilla was like that too.
Do you think we'll mostly be playing a back 3 next season, or do you think he's gonna?
I hope so, man.
I like a back 3 if it's done right. I do. I'm
a
fan.
An attacking back 3.
And with really good wing backs that can get up the pitch, because people are like, oh, it means you're playing defensive. And I'm like, not necessarily. Not if you get those right and left backs up the pitch. You get them up the pitch really high, force their right back and left back to sit deeper. You end up playing with the ball in their end a lot more, and you can even take one of those center halves and push them slightly further forward as well if you've got enough pressure on them. So I like it. I like a 3 at the back, but.
Was Lamela a waste man? What does that even mean?
What was he a waste man? I don't think that's he. He was a right forward.
Yeah.
Didn't work in waste. Maybe it's supposed to be.
Sherry got timed out because he or she spammed the same question multiple times, which is not cool.
Oh.
If you want to get my attention, you can either at Will Stewart, see how Giovanni Locesso did this right here. It'll show up as red. I have two screens. For people that don't know, I don't have just my StreamYard stream. I actually have three monitors. I have one here and there, and I have multiple different things. So, we have this deal right here up as well. You see how it goes orange like that? That's how you can get my attention. You don't have to do all caps and scream and shout. Just at me.
Or just keep saying the same thing over and over again. Unnecessary.
Yeah. You don't need to do that. Just at Will Stewart, and that'll get my attention if I'm chatting and chit-chatting. But I do also have the StreamYard thing here, which I can click on. And the two things that are helpful about that is for people that are watching, I can put on toggle timestamps, and then I can match it up. So if I see it 3:27, we got Gill on Celso, I look over here, 3:27, and I can pull it up on StreamYard. It makes it easy.
There you go.
So if you are spamming, the mods will time you out. If you continue to spam, they will hide you.
You don't want that, really. Like, if you're here, you want to hang out with us. You want to.
You subscribe just to put something in the chat,
and then and it doesn't make any sense either. Was Lamela a waste man? I don't know what that means. I mean, it's not
a waste of money.
Oh, waste.
Maybe
a waste.
Like a waste man.
Was he a waste?
Or was he a trash man?
Yeah.
I think. What do you? A rubbish man. What do they call trash men in England? They don't call it trash.
Rubbish.
Rubbish collector.
Rubbish collectors. Yeah, I don't know if collector's correct, but definitely rubbish. Is
you guys that are from the UK in the chat, let us know what they call garbage collectors in the UK. Buymen? I don't think that's right.
What did they say? Buyman? No. That can't be correct. It can't be.
Roadman. Gotcha. They call them roadmen. Okay.
Roadman. Really?
Roadmen in England use the term waste man.
Oh, so waste man is actually a garbage man.
Oh, yeah. We call them waste men.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Rubbish man in Ireland sounds like it. In America we call him trash man. Garbage man.
Garbage man, yeah, we call him garbage man here. I don't know, man. There's probably like a new politically correct
sanitary
term.
engineer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That is now expected to be said rather than the
dustman.
Dustman, that's a popular one.
My stepdad says bin man.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, refuse collector. We have like sanitary engineers, sanitary drivers. There's actually a sanitary engineer, which is more about like designing what to do at the dump. Like they actually,
Yeah, they're like engineers more than they are the people who just pick up the trash, right?
And Wayne Bonner, that's a good job. They can make a lot of money here. Like if you're on a union gig here, you can make like $80,000 a year driving
you are right, yeah,
the trash truck. It's because it's you're doing it all day. You got to get up super early in the morning. You're dealing with garbage. It's not somebody wants to do.
Physically active, so you stay in shape as well. Stay fit.
Yeah, well, nowadays here in the U.S., they're all robot trucks.
Oh, they've got those forks, and then
bam,
just
so they don't even get out of their cars anymore, man. Unless like the home, but it gets you to be, because I'm not the homeowner, but I live in the house, and I make sure I put them out and I separate the two cans, the recycle bin and the regular waste bin, up far enough apart that they don't have to get out of the truck, so they can just drive up. I try to put it in the right spot in the cul-de-sac to make sure that they can just drive by, hit the forks, throw it in.
Nice and easy,
yeah, make it easy for them. Because otherwise, the guy's got to jump out and move it around and flip them the right way. Sometimes my kids put them out, and
and they're not in the best spot.
No, they're like backwards. The lid has to be.
Poor guys.
Good pay in the UK too. Good deal. Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. How long are we planning on going here, buddy? I got to get ready for my next stream.
Probably 4:00, but you're welcome to jump off anytime. Just once you do, somebody else will jump in there, and people are out there.
Cool.
In the
Yeah, I'm
the chitter
hoping.
chat.
I thought I might share my my other channel if you don't mind in the chat. Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I got a new channel called The North End. I mean, I've been doing the podcast for about 3 years. It's basically just Premier League related football chat. It's 4 guys, myself, and obviously 3 others, and we just talk about Premier League football. And obviously, we each support our own clubs, but it's more of an overall chat. And then we do transfer shows and stuff. We just got on YouTube like a week ago.
Are you a mod?
I think I am. Yeah, I'll tell you.
I think so. If
yeah.
not yet, you are.
Yeah,
I thought you were.
Yeah, so that's the link. So we're live at 5 Eastern time, so in about an hour and a half. If you guys want to hop on and join us, and like and subscribe if you don't mind. Well, like I said, we're new to YouTube, so there's not a lot of people there, but hoping to get some people out. So and love to have you on at some time, Will, as well. We are doing guests and stuff too, so we'll have you hop on. And then we've got tomorrow our Two Brian show too. So if you're Tottenham away, Two Brian's 7:00 on Friday will be a lot of fun, and hopefully we usually see you there and kicking in the comments, taking the piss out of whoever you can.
Yeah,
including us. It's always a good laugh. It's Friday night, so it's just
just make sure Jack's echo is not so bad next time.
If what? Jack's what?
That one night, man, it was horrible, dude.
Was that the night I wasn't there?
Yeah, the white noise. You were there. You and Brian were sitting on the couch together, and Jack's white.
Oh,
noise, he had a mic issue.
He had the fan and everything. Yeah, we'll double check it.
Bad.
Was it? Yeah. See, I mean, yeah, I didn't hear it because of the space I was in. You know, I was in a warehouse space because we were trying different things with the shot and stuff, and I didn't notice it. And then you mentioned it, and I was like, oh man! And then I checked and listened to it on YouTube, and I was like, that's not good.
Well, because normally if I'm not on the stream, I'm not using. So these headphones are actually very good, but I actually have my regular iPhone earpods, and if I can hear noise in those, you know
it's bad. Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks it's always a good chat with you, Will. So it's been a while. I know I've been sort of summer hiding.
I've been busy as well. Normally I do like 5 shows a week. I've only been doing 2 if I'm lucky, maybe 3.
Yeah, same. I think everybody's enjoying their summer before the season starts too. There's a little bit of break time taking place. So, but yeah, we'll chat with you tomorrow. And thanks for having me on, buddy.
Yeah, sounds good, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Have a good one. Cheers, guys. Enjoy. Subscribe. Have a good one.
Alrighty, we are back to you guys. Yeah, so we'll do this backwards. Normally in the first half of the show, I'm one-on-one with you guys. And by the way, make sure you go over and support Brian Ireland out. Now we'll kind of focus on the comment section here. Comment section. So now if you are a troll, this is the best time to get my attention because I'll be looking at the comments the whole time. Or if there are any other creators that want to jump on, the link, you guys know where it's at. Jump on in. And we'll be going here for another 30 minutes or so. And after that, I got to go. But if you haven't liked the stream and subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do that. We have gotten quite a few subscribers due to the fact that I was definitely anticipating some troll action today. And so I set the chat up for subscribers only. All that good stuff. If you do have any questions for me specifically at me, other than that, I'm just going to start grabbing and reading some comments individually here. We got Cale Williamson here saying that Romero deal is close, 40 million, 10 million in bonuses, and Fabrizio Romano confirmed it with a handshake. Let's jump on over here to my Twitter window and look at the notifications. Boom, I do see that. Let's see. We got Simon Feilstein's departure from Spurs as head of communications. And is that the guy that's in all the press conferences? He probably needs to go. He's probably not that good, to be honest with you. The last one I've got, I haven't seen anything from Fabrizio Romano yet, mate, on the details of that. Let me click on his profile here. Manchester United, Jadon Sancho to Manchester United. Here we go. 90 million with add-ons. Last thing I got from Fabrizio Romano is, unless he's doing it on his live stream, Tottenham have an agreement on personal terms with Argentine center back Christian Romero until 26. It's not true the player is refusing for Spurs. Tottenham and Atlanta are now negotiating on the fee. Still no agreement reached. Talks on. That's all I've got from them, mate. Subscriber only chat is working well for you, well apart from the trolls. Yeah, no, but I mean, it's really, to be honest with you, it's mostly the subscribers that chat most of the time anyway. Too, also when you're watching the channel and if you do if you are new to the channel and you want to jump in and it's a new feature that they have on YouTube. And somebody wants to chat, it just kind of reminds them to hit that subscribe channel. There's a lot of people who are, regular watchers of the show and then just forgot, right? Just forgot. And they're like, holy crap, I didn't even realize it wasn't substitute. I watch every show you do. He commented on CL and Rolero post about it. Oh, okay. Well, hope he may update his Twitter in a little bit. That maybe he may be waiting for more news, seeing that he doesn't want to put his stamp on it yet until he knows for sure. We got Paul Markey here. He says, it is sad to see Coco go when we are still overloaded with crap like Dyer, Sanchez, Winks, Bergwijn. Yeah, that is true, Paul, but I think it's time for Coco to go. I mean, as far as from an attacking point of view, as far as attacking returns are concerned, he hasn't cut it. He hasn't cut it. And who else? Just got So Sherry, I'm glad you're here. And or Shrey, sorry. Pronounced your name wrong. Shrey. Romero seems to be a good player. Great Spurs are getting him. Well, what's your opinion on the Prem having class defenders next season? Varane, Diaz, Van Dijk, probably Koulibaly. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to add some stuff to that. It'll be lots of good things. And I don't know if you heard it earlier before, but if you want to get my attention on a comment, just at WillStewartTHFCRants, and it'll pop up orange, and you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see it here in the comment section. You can see the little lines bumping up, just like that. See, Giovanni Lo Celso just did it. It even pops up there before I can pull it up here. Do you think that Brian Gill will go straight into our starting lineup? I mean, it's a possibility, right? Lamela's going. Who else do we have? Bergwijn as a winger. Mora. We don't have it. We don't have any other wingers. So, I mean, he kind of has to, right? That's what I'm saying. That right wing position, depth wise, I think that Bergwijn probably plays a little bit better on the left. And if we're going to be playing a 3-5-2 with two strikers up top, there's no guarantee that Bergwijn and Son both don't play on the left. You know what I mean? We're really short in that right winger. Right or left winger. We really are. We don't have a lot of depth in that position. But it seems like we got midfielders for days. And that's what look. We got midfielders for days. If we're playing three at the back, we don't need to buy any more midfielders. I know that we were tied to a couple of midfielders at different places, and we just don't need to do that. And what we need is center backs and wingers. That's what we need. That's what we need. Hi, Dave Jones. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. Appreciate the compliment. Just hope whoever comes in relieves some of the game time from Son. Yeah, for real. For real. Coming in bin men. I'm guessing that was from earlier, the conversation from earlier. We got AMZO saying that probably not. Gill will start on the bench so that he can analyze the intensity of the Premier League. Maybe a guaranteed starter probably after Christmas. Yeah, the only problem is because he's playing for Spain in the Olympics that he's not going to get much of a preseason, right? So, and how many people out there are watching any of the Olympic matches? Are you guys out there doing that? You guys watching some of the Olympic U23 matches? I don't even know what time they're on. That's the problem with the Olympics, is that there's too many dang sports going on and nobody knows what time anything's on. And if you have to go find it and look at it, and is the network doing it, or do you have to pull it up on IPTV? And the chemist says it was too early to watch it. I agree, man. It was super early, dude. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Although that can be decent for me. Yeah, I haven't watched any yet either. I will at some point in time. But Tony Young says, I saw him play at 15 today. You can catch up on BBC iPlayer. Yeah, like I think here in the US it's on 8:30 in the morning UK time. I think here in the US you can get it on like NBC Sports app. If you have the NBC Sports app, I don't know what's going on. They do, like Roku has the 2020 Olympics channel where it has all different things and stuff like that. I haven't taken a look at it. Yeah, Jason Bell, they're all on between midnight and 5 a.m. Eastern US. Yeah, so for me, it'll be a late night thing. Then I kind of catch in onto. I do stay up late. I am a late bird, so I probably will watch some of them, but I just haven't had the chance yet. Watch Brazil versus Germany. That's cool. That's cool. We got Stuart here. Says, I will sort of agree with you. The winger comment who would. Well, I mean, I've always said that I'm a big fan of Leon Bailey. I think that is that he's someone who's not going to cost an arm and a leg, but who would be a very good player who has the potential to bring us in. 8 to 12 goals a season. Who do I think is going to get top 4 this season? Well, I would hope that I think we have a chance to get top 4. We have a chance. It's a long chance. It all depends on about how the window goes. Who would we then knock out currently? Manchester United. I think Manchester United is gettable. Chelsea's not as gettable as they were last season, simply based on what Tuchel's done with his 3 at the back style. They've improved a lot. A lot. I mean, they won the Champions League against City, right? City, I think Liverpool's gettable. I really do. I think they're showing cracks. Yes, they have Van Dijk out, but it wasn't so much the defense that was a major problem. It was their offense. They couldn't score. So the only team that I don't really see as gettable, City could be gettable this season if they don't get a striker in. I think who else is going to get in there? I don't see Leicester making strides. They're going to be there. They're going to be in the top 6. They're going to be pushing for it. All that stuff. Do I think top 4 is like I'm saying, yeah, we're going to get top 4? No. But This is just a simple fact that if you were to take the matches where we gave up, last minute losses or draws, due to personal mistakes or dumb mistakes, we would have finished second. We would have finished second. Just if you add those points back in. So, come on, get back Foden. I'm gonna time you out, dude. You know what I mean? You always come in spamming that stuff about Foden, dude. I haven't. I'm not gonna block you, Foden, but I am gonna time you out. Yeah, like I said, Leicester's got a good side, but not a side that's not gettable. You know what I mean? Not a side that's not gettable. Amzo agrees with me. He says we'll get top 4 if we get Romero, Tommy Elson to the defense. Need a right back and a right winger. End up Belly getting fit and healthy and Kane staying. I don't know if we necessarily need a right back, man. If we have Serge Aurier and Matt Doherty haven't gone anywhere yet. If they do go out the door, then that's fine. That's definitely a position. If both of them go out the door, that's definitely a position that we are going to need to refill. We do have Jaffet, and we also have Tamiyasu. And I don't think that we're going to end up moving all of our defenders along this winter or this summer. They've made good signings, Ganesh. I don't disagree. They have made some good signings. I don't think that it's a guarantee that they're a shoe-in for top 4. I don't think they're a shoe-in. Right now, the people that I'm looking at are City and Chelsea. United, I don't think so. The only place that they've really improved, if they end up signing Varane, have they signed Varane? Is it a done deal? Jadon Sancho. And I think Jadon Sancho is a little bit overrated. Might be a little bit overrated. I know that's controversial. Is David in the house? I didn't see David. David, jump on for a minute. I'm not going long. I'll be done before your show goes. Jump on if you want, mate. If you need a link, let me know. I'll send it to you. I agree that we can. I agree that we can challenge Liverpool's spot in the top 4. And I agree, man. I agree. I'm gonna throw this in there again. Ba-doom, ching, and I'll just send it to you directly here. Ba-doom, ching. If you're busy getting ready or doing whatever, then that's cool. If you want to jump on, man, you can jump on. Who else we got here? Objectville. What about Villa? Look, as a international fan, Villa's. I have a special place for Villa. Am I a Villa supporter? No, but I do like Jack Grealish. I like watching Villa. One of my son's personal coaches was a Villa supporter, so we always kind of bantered each other whenever Spurs played Villa. Yeah, I'm expecting 5th. Anything less than 5th to me, and I feel that it's a failure. I think there's no reason why we shouldn't get 5th. If Leicester ends up having a bangerang season or something like that, and we end up getting 6th, I'm still going to be upset. But I don't think anything. 5th is what I expect. Minimum of 5th. Speaking of fantasy, if you guys aren't aware, we do have a fantasy football league here on THFCRants. I can put this up here, the code for people, and throw the link in the chat for people if you want to join our fantasy football league. Starting in August, I will be doing at least one fantasy football video per week. Maybe kind of like a deadline stream, or maybe not a deadline stream, but maybe like a Friday, like a post press conference stream where we go in. As many press conferences have happened before, the deadlines happens, and we talk about what team to pick, what players are looking good, what players are being fancy and stuff like that. So if you want to join our fantasy football league, the league code is 14I4M1. And let me put the link to that here if you guys just want to click it and join. Or you can go to the community section of the channel. There's also an ad for that there. I don't make any money on it, so it's not like I'm trying to hit you guys for cash. In fact, the top 4 in the league, if we have more than 10 players in the league, which I think we do. I haven't even looked recently, to be honest with you, because I've been busy. If we have more than 10 players in the league, top 4 wins free merch. That means I send you stuff. You get something for free. Just kind of a fun thing to do throughout the season. And let me pull up that PremierLeague.com. Sign in. Let me get this out of here. Fantasy. Sorry for the dead space. I'm doing 2 different things here at the same time. And leagues and cups. Options. Invite friends. Copy auto join link. All right. So here's the link. I'm going to throw this in the chat here. If you guys want to join that league, just click that right there. And if you're logged into your fantasy account, you'll be able to join that league. You can join any other league that you want as well. It's not gonna, kick you out of anything else. It's totally free. Top 4 are gonna win a prize. So first place is gonna win a sweatshirt. If you want to kind of see what different kinds of stuff we have here, THFCRants.com, and yeah, he usually does go live on Thursdays around 4:30, so Eastern, 9:30 UK time. So I would assume that he probably is. It won't necessarily be this one. You'll get to pick whatever size and shirt that you want. So first prize is going to get a sweatshirt. That's the most expensive. That's about a $50 £50 prize. Second place is going to win a t-shirt. Third place is going to win a mug of your choice, either the stainless steel mug or regular mug. And then fourth place is going to win either a mask or a sticker, whichever you prefer. So, yeah, go ahead and click on over that and join in if you want. It'll be fun. Let's see what some of the other comments. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream if you're liking the stream. Hit the thumbs down if you think I'm a git. I'm sure there's quite a few thumbs down from all the trolls that we had today. They've gone away though. They've gone away. The people who are going to buy my channel. They're going to buy my channel. I'm going to regret it. I don't think that I will. America. Yeah, that's another good thing we need to talk about today. The away shirts. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. A lot of the young guys are. Oh, cool. Only 2 dislikes. Wow, they must be not worth it for them. That's not bad. Just 2 dislikes is about normal for me. Between 2 and 5. 2 and 5 dislikes. And yeah, the way shirt wakes me up. Apparently the young guys are digging it. The young guys are loving it. Right? The young guys are loving the shirt. Here's that link there if you look at the yellow thing. So if you want to auto join the league, I will be doing a video from that. We'll probably be doing one. So the season starts August 13th. So our first FPL video that we do here on the channel, it'll be something like this. I might do it with a green screen and pop myself and try to be like an FPL YouTuber or something like that. Or we'll just do it my style, right? But I haven't decided yet. And I don't think I need to get overly fancy. I think we need to sit there and we'll go over, we'll do, there's some tools for fantasy football. There's some websites that you can go to that can help you plan ahead, right? So that's really the key with fantasy football is planning ahead. The key to being successful in fantasy, so the highest that I've ever finished in fantasy football, I think I finished last season, was like 220,000 worldwide, which isn't a great score, but it's decent. It's respectable. That's a respectable rank. When you have 5-6 million people playing, finishing in the top, 300,000 worldwide. And to be honest with you, I kind of got away from it towards the end of the season because Spurs were doing so badly. It really kind of killed my enthusiasm. But it's a fun game. If you haven't played before, we'll teach everybody how to do it. Give you the tips and all that stuff. Adam says he's a young guy and he thinks it's trash. Yeah, I don't like it either. I wish it was just all black. If it would have been solid black with the yellow AIA and the yellow cockerel and the yellow swoosh, I would have bought it. Even in my boycott, I would have bought it. I would have bought it from someplace else. But they're making it easy for me to not boycott. They're making it easy. Wonder if Hoiberg is back too, since he's on the front page wearing an away jersey. They probably took the pictures a long time ago, man. That shirt's been leaked for a while. My guess is that they took them. What they do is they like to stagger the releases of the shirts in order to get people to buy them. So, it probably happened before he even left for the Euros, back when Harry Kane was taking pictures and all that stuff for the white one. But Aaron Dove, he says, I'm so old, I haven't liked a jersey since the Adidas Holston kits in 20 odd years ago. No, I liked the blue and purple one that we had, the away shirts that we had a few years ago. The one that my grandpa was wearing yesterday, and the home shirt this season's not bad. I like simple. I'm telling you right now, if the away jersey, when they put out the colors, when they announced the color scheme for the shirt, it was just black with a Volt logo and Nike tick, and Sherry, why are you singing Man United songs? Are you a Man United fan? Did I upset you when I said that United's gonna get knocked out? No. Anyway, you're welcome. You're welcome to one. I don't mind you singing songs in the chat. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. Yeah. But Alex, don't you think if we're you're fine. You're fine. She can spend a timeout before he or she they can be in timeout again. It's not going to kill him. Timeout is better than banning forever. Alex, I don't think Kane's going anywhere this summer, man. I really don't. We haven't bought anyone yet. I haven't seen any shirts held up yet. Trey's guy. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I keep pronouncing it wrong. It looks like Sherry. I keep saying Sherry. But here's my brother from Long Lost Mother.
Oh, you got a bit of a complex here, am I the tiny
Yeah.
one?
I gotta show dominance.
All right. You know. How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. It's going good. Going good.
I just thought I'd pop in. We've just finished the recording. That's why I couldn't jump in straight away when you started going live.
It actually kind of worked out because I just kind of did my normal routine backwards. So instead of chatting with the audience for an hour, Brian jumped at the beginning of the show, and then we had Brian Ireland jump in, and then we had so then I was able to do one-on-one with kind of the folks in the chat for a while. So it's been a good show. It's been a good show. We probably only got about maybe 10, 15 minutes left.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's cool.
But
so this goodbye, Lamela. Has this been confirmed yet, man? Or is this still
for the most part, I think that it has been confirmed. Not like confirmed by the club, confirmed, but like like we're to the hashtag here we go level of it. For example, let's see. Let me read the most latest one on Gill. Apparently, Paulo Dybala is signing another contract with Juventus.
Oh.
Or a new long trip confirmed. Both they're denying a swap deal for Dybala and Griezmann.
Juventus are going.
We were linked with Griezmann, and I don't want that at all. Never.
Yeah.
Never.
What about why is that? Is it because of who he is?
Attitude. Attitude. It's just too much of a like in the video is one thing. In that video, was he as bad as Dembele? No. But I mean, he was
there's
still
also
being...
another video where he does a mocking accent, and he does I don't even want to redo it again for your video, but he does a mocking Asian accent and makes a bunch of innate sounds, to
Gotcha,
take the piss out of it. And he's also in the past when blacked up. He was a Harlem Globetrotter. And he did blackface.
But I mean, just even beyond that, right? Like that's bad too, right? Like that's bad. That's horrible, right? But even beyond that, just even as a person, I don't, do that. But so we have Fabrizio Romano about 9 hours ago. He said Brian Gill, Erik Lamela swap deal between Tottenham and Sevilla is done. Here we go. Confirmed. Paperwork will be completed this weekend in order to announce the deal in the next days. Lamela and 25 million to Sevilla for Brian Gill to Spurs. Contract until June 2026.
I'm going to be honest with you. I know I've heard you have a hatred for Lamela, but I think out of all the Deadwood, I would prefer other players to be out first before I prefer him, because I think I caught this just the start of your show, and I agree with Brian Daigle, which is that it was like he didn't have the talent, obviously, that he built up to be, but the man ran he put in a shift every time, and he was a bastard to the other players. People hated play. He'd always nick in a tackle. He'd always do the foul that was needed. He'd always try and break up. I mean, you could just encapsulate it in a moment when we beat Man U 6-1, who was the player that forced Maguire into that situation? It was Lamela. No one else was running at the ball. He was running right at the defence, had him pressed up, and caused him to make those blunder of errors, because he would always be running up and down that pitch, putting a shift in. And you've got to respect that more than some of these players that fucking walk about, and look sad or just happy, or what I mean, like when they're smiling at the end of the game and you think you've not really actually put it in. I think he obviously didn't have the talent, and obviously, he had his own. He wasn't a fucking match winner, but I respected him more because it felt like he played for the badge and for the fans than some of the other Deadwood in that team, man. No,
not even
Arsenal,
close.
Yeah,
not even close.
I mean,
They signed
Arsenal
one
and me,
guy, and he
one
wasn't
guy.
even a guy that I would want at Tottenham.
Yeah. I know, 8 million or something for the supposed wonder kid. If he's a wonder kid, why is he going for 8 million?
Yeah, buying some kid for 25 million plus Erik Lamela, who was the 30 million player.
So what do you think though? I would genuinely, obviously, yeah, he has these. He's not a player that you would say, we have to keep him to progress as a team, but I genuinely feel that there's players that we should. Oh yeah, I saw that as well. It's quite good. I think there's.
That's my
players that need to
grandpa.
go.
It's my grandpa.
I think there's players that need to go before him. When I was thinking about it,
I don't know who people think that it's some other YouTuber. It's not. That's my grandpa.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Just like BJ is your cousin.
Yeah, BJ is my cousin. Boring Hotspur is my granddad. That's it. I don't understand why people are getting all bent out of shape. Really don't. Really have no idea.
Yeah. Do you think that's a bit of a strange deal, that other one, the Atlanta one? I don't know why Atlanta did that deal with their keeper. It's just get sniffs of the Bale deal, because everyone was talking about how good that Bale deal is. Oh, we got him on a year on loan. We only get 30% of his wages, and then we've got the option to extend the loan. And now all of a sudden, we don't have that option, even though it was touted in the media constantly. No one ever said no, that's not a thing, And I thought we would have Bale this season because they would extend his loan deal, but apparently that was never a fucking thing. So why are Atlanta loaning out the player with an option to buy, but we also have an option to extend the loan? So he has to play 20 games to get the option to buy, but they're their main goalkeeper, they're loaning out for 2 years. It just feels weird. I don't know. What do you think?
Look, I just think that it's I don't know. I just get a bad vibe from the dude. When you come out looking like a rock star, like an 80s punk rocker, get on the bus to go to do whatever. I'm just not getting good vibes. Look, I'm gonna miss yelling at Erik Lamela, to be honest with you.
He had the Lucas problem. He would do one too many touches, and he would put himself into he would have moved himself in a bad position. But
all he could do is drift left. He could never go right. Any one of his runs, anytime he was on the ball, he would always drift left. I guess that's right for people there. He would always drift left.
But but I preferred him to a few other players that have been around our first team squad. That's for sure. Because I knew that when he would be on that pitch, he'd be running. He would be doing the pressure. He'd be doing the work that people didn't want. to do. So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I have no. Yeah, he didn't really play through it. I mean, he played hip replacement surgery is not a joke, dude. I'm telling you, right? It could be a painful deal, man. But he did do that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, still no news, mate. I mean, like, it's weird. I live in a weird dichotomy because Celtic have now finalised the deal, so we'll be seeing our top defender since Van Dijk be playing in the Premier League. He'll be playing for Brentford, and within an hour, they bought his replacement. They're one of the Swedish Euro players from Ruben Kazan for about 5 million within the hour. They sold a player and got inbound his replacement, and it's just like, could you imagine that at Spurs? I can't. Waiting a month and a half just to even get a deal even half the way through. It's just like, what is going on, man? What's going on?
Well, I mean, for me, I see the logic in it, right? In a competitive window, if you're linked with everybody, right? It kind of keeps the people that you're trying to negotiate guessing.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so if I'm a club and I want 55 million for this, but I know the Spurs are looking at 4 other defenders around the same price, it kind of makes me a little bit. I can't.
We're not looking at all the players at the same price. I mean, the Tomiyasu is not in the same degree.
No, not the same price.
It's the same as the Just Kunde, or the Romero one is not the same as the Skriniar one.
Romero, Milinkovic, Skriniar. But I mean, it's close. Skriniar is like 45, right? Romero's 55. I mean, you're only talking 10 mil difference.
Yeah. I mean, they're saying that I've heard it's like they want 47, I think, which is a less than we were going to pay for Skriniar. And
does that just come across YouTube? I did see the views drop, and then so I'm guessing they went live. Romero deal agreed. We are Tottenham TV and others reporting it. A 5-year contract. I still haven't seen it. For Fabrizio Romano, the official.
So the latest one is
an hour ago.
Personal terms with the club. I mean, but that was Tottenham Romano has agreed to personal terms with until June 2026. It is not true that the player is refusing Spurs. Tottenham and Ireland are now negotiating a fee. I mean, we had that before,
right? But
though.
That's what I was saying. But though there's another one where he commented on somebody else's thing saying it was done, 40 million plus 10 million in bonuses, and handshake agreed upon. Yeah,
someone's just said 3 minutes ago.
I don't know what they're. So it's 5 years. It's out there, dude. It's out there. But I'm waiting until I see. Like I said, I don't report things until I have 3 sources.
Are you saying 3 minutes ago Ireland as in Fabrizio Romano? Because I've just checked and the last thing was 40 minutes ago when he was
he commented on somebody else's tweet and said it was done. But if it was done, you think he would be putting it on his. So my guess is that the word on the street is this is what's happened, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. So that's why he hasn't put it out on his own Twitter. Because if it was confirmed, he would say, "Here we go." You know what I mean? And he would do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are Tottenham TV. I trust those boys. I love the boys. They're my mates. But like I said, I don't say anything unless I have 3 sources on Twitter, and until that I have alerted. So when those 3 alerts come off, I don't do a show on it until all 3 have said the same thing. Then I'll do a show.
I haven't looked into him, and I've only seen him play a little bit at the Copa America. If you have anything on him, because obviously I've been jaded, and I don't.
I said, I haven't done. I'm not doing research. My new thing now is I don't, because there's so many different people.
I know. I'm just saying, by happen chance, do you know anything about him? Like, I know you haven't researched him because obviously you're going to wait till they're holding a search, and I'm going to do the same. But I'm just saying, do you know anything by a happen chance?
I don't. Marcelo is the only one that I know, and he says he's brilliant.
Mm.
So I trust if Marcelo from a defender. If Marcelo says they're good,
And it's a rival. It's the opposite. Do you know what I mean? That's like me saying an English player is amazing. You know, an English defender is amazing. So
when he's Argentina.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I would.
definitely.
Apparently said it on Twitch. Yeah, or there's some other thing too that he said it too. I think. Very reliable with Italian news. Solid. Yeah, Marzio. Is very reliable with Italian news. I'm not saying that. That's what I'm saying. Here at Will Stewart's THFC Rants, we are not interested in being first. We are interested in being as right as we can be. And I have 3 sources. So Matt Hayes has to come out and say.
Yeah. Sorry, no, continue. Continue.
Matt Hayes, I got to see it from Matt Hayes. I have to see it from Alistair Gold. And I have to see it from Fabrizio Romano. And I have to see it from Hotspur Related on Twitter.
Right.
Those are the 3 people. Or 4. So Matty Hayes being that included. But as far as that, I have to see it from Ali Gold, Fabrizio Romano, and Hotspur Related, which does other stuff like DiMarzio and, relates all that. So those are, because he's a multi-source source, right? He's a guy that says, I saw it from like 12 different people.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's, I mean, if that's what they're saying, 40 plus 10.
I trust you too, Island Life. I trust you too. He says Island Life says that Romero is a bang-on defender as well. So,
yeah, I mean, that was just going to say, but like, I think they were asking for 47, so that definitely looks like a Lewy deal to say we'll give you 40 plus 10 million pound add-ons.
And apparently, it's it's one that they can pay in installments as well. So,
it's Levy all over, man.
Yeah, Levy's all. That's what I said. That's the Levy deal.
So do you think if we get him and Tomiyasu through, would you be happy? Would you be happy not looking for any more centre backs and concentrating?
Yeah. So Jimmy King says he's got done watching Matty Hayes, and this people are saying in the chat. But did Matt say? Did it come out of Matt's lip? I haven't seen Matt tweet it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Matt tweet it yet. Let me see if Matt's tweeted it. I don't have him on the alert. I need to add him to that alert.
But yeah, would you though? Well, Tomiyasu, would you be glad with that and move on to other targets?
From who?
So if you got this Romero guy through and Tomiyasu, would you be glad with the centre backs options if you can get rid of the other? Yeah.
If we got more in, that would be great. If we got a third in and got rid of all of our.
We need to get rid of Sanchez,
Davies, Sanchez, Dyer. All 3 of those gone, or even Alderweireld is probably going to be on that list. He wants to go, right? I'd be happy with that.
Who would you get rid of first, mate? Between I honestly, my top one.
Whoever we can get out.
No. Like, so for me, right, my top one is Musa Sissoko because of how big of a influence he is in the dressing room, and it's a dressing room that's got 2 managers, world-class managers, kicked out. And then the other 2 are Davison Sanchez and Dyer. And I don't know which one's second and which one's third, which one I would want to get rid of more. I think Dyer, because I think Davison Sanchez is a little bit younger and a little bit more pace in him. Yeah, he's got more mistakes, but I don't think he's as shite as Dyer. I don't know. What do you think?
Sanchez isn't as bad as Dyer. I don't think.
Who would you get?
They're both
if you could only get rid of one,
if
you can only get rid of one, right? Because Dyer, yeah.
I can only get rid of one. I'd get rid of Dyer.
Because he's slower as well, man, and he gets
slow and he's an oaf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just not he doesn't have a good IQ. Like if his positioning, like at least Sanchez and stuff like that can get himself in a good position. His problem is that he's just too.
Chiellini, mate. Chiellini's like 38, man, and he's not. I mean, he's not got his pace like he used to, but he has world class positioning, and he never gets fucking caught, man. Exactly. So it's not. Yeah.
Positioning is key.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, Dyer missed 3 headers from corner. That's because he has bad positioning. He can't read the ball.
Yeah.
Like that's how he gets. I honestly think that he's like nearsighted or something. Like he needs to be wearing, some kind of glasses or something, because he'll watch the ball come in and you'll see him take a step completely in the wrong direction. So unless that ball is like swerving in the air, he'll step in and the ball will go right. It's like, what are you doing?
I don't know.
He can't read the ball in the air. Like, has he never played American football before?
I know. I think Scott also was saying, no, it's only those 2 we've got in. Would you not? I think he's saying, well, who could play the third one in the back 3? I mean, Joe Roden is pretty good.
Yeah, Joe Roden's good. We got Jefferson Nganga.
Oh, I've not actually seen him. Are the pictures of him? I hope he's bulked up, man. Because if he bulked up, what a player!
I mean, to be honest with you, I'd rather have Cameron Carter-Vickers as a backup than Dyer and Sanchez. To be honest with you,
did you watch the friendly last night?
Yeah, but I did. He's
crap, man. He was
he's
away
not
passes.
good, but he's played for the U.S. men's national team before in World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, we didn't qualify for the World Cup stuff.
I could get into the U.S. national team back then. Shut up.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I would be out of breath if going on in the fucking field, mate. I'd still make that team.
But he can be decent at times. He's not going to come in and make the big giant mistake. Like when he has this,
can get over him. I'd have a bunch of other young players over him than Cameron Carter-Vickers.
Who do we have though?
I don't care. Pull out some of the under 23s into there.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't even have. Don't you think that we would be tapping into that under 23 defensive talent if we had it? We don't have any. Unless our under 23 is like 16 or something like that.
Yeah, I'd rather have your kid play for us, mate, than him.
No, he's be all right. We should have kept Foyth. We should have done.
I know. I felt sorry for him, man. He never got the chance, the opportunity. But I don't think he was really built for the Premier League. He was a very scrawny kind of.
That's true.
Defensively, like positioning mind defender. I think is obviously clearly done a lot better.
I mean, do they though? I haven't seen any U23 players come in and play center back. We have, outside backs and stuff like that, but I don't even think we have. Who plays center back for U23? I don't even know.
I don't know.
And why haven't they started getting opportunities in the front? We must have zero talent in the back line.
Have you seen that guy who played in centre mid? Now, is it now John? Is it John?
Yeah, John. He's decent, John.
He looks like he could be a player.
John could be a player. Scarlett's going to be a player.
I like that interview. Did you see the Tottenham team? I mean, obviously, I don't know if you've boycotted them, but they had Skip, Whiteman, and Scarlett on doing random questions, and they said to him,
"I don't subscribe and/or follow any of the Tottenham official accounts."
That's fine, but there was a good thing about it. It showed his mentality, which is Scarlett said, if they asked the question, if you could go back in time to a moment, what would you do? What would it be and what would you change? And he said on his debut, when he got that through ball in against Ludogorets in the Europa League, and he took that touch and he almost scored. He says he's replayed that in his head a million times. He's just like, I wish I could have took that touch better and just been able to bury it. And that's the kind of, you can see that having that kind of mindset,
Yeah.
Of like saying he's replayed it and he would love to have changed that. You can see that he's clearly got the right mindset to do well as a footballer,
Yep, for sure.
So hopefully.
Well, man, I got a meeting that I got to run off to. So tell people about your show coming up and what you guys got to record. When's that coming out? And when are you going live next?
Oh yes, well, we are scheduling at the You Tell Me Football Podcast is we do a podcast that will come out Monday or Tuesday, and then we do a live stream usually tomorrow. It's always scheduled, but the problem is that I had laryngitis. So like it's the one activity you can't do. You know, I could go out be doing gardening, I could be helping my family with redecorating, and or doing other job. Can't talk. And it completely mucked the schedule. And then Anthony had his own cold problem. So we did a recording tonight that is going out for instead of at the live stream time with a YouTube channel called Beat the First Man. They're a Leeds United fan supporter, and they have a really fun show. So you should come on, check him out, see if you like the sound of it, because he does a lot of fun little segments. It's football with a bit of a laugh. I feel that's his wheelhouse, and it is fun. So that will be going out tomorrow, and it's back to regular scheduling next week. So You Tell Me Football Podcast.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, make sure you guys go check out the You Tell Me Football Podcast. They also have a really fun Discord server that's far more active than mine. And if you go on theirs, the only people who are active on mine are the same people that are active on theirs too. So,
is that right?
They have more active. We have Regina and Mario and a couple other people, but
yeah, and definitely if you join the Discord and you every live stream we ask the Discord if there's any questions or any sort of thick topics they want to have, and we always start that with the Discord's questions first. So it's like almost having a super chat without having to pay any money.
Yeah,
you
get that in as well. If you do want to pay money, go ahead and super chat. Look, for people that are still watching the show, and we'll end with this. This is my last. I got 2 minutes left. Super chats are not evil. Okay? Nobody forces you. I never force anyone. I always, especially this show. I do this show every week. If you want to chat and do with us for free, that's fine. Not one super chat's come in today. I still answered a bunch of questions. I'm not someone who's out here pimping you for super chats. Okay? What super chats are meant for, especially on this channel, is if we're in the middle of a contact, if me and Ginty are talking, and you want to interrupt me or you disagree with me, you think I'm an idiot and you want to tell me that, throw it in a super chat. You'll make sure to get it. Okay? The people who support the channel regularly are our Patreons and our members. Ginty's a member. We have lots of Patreons as well. Aaron is one, right? Lots of members. Those are the people who regularly support the channel. They are giving $5 a month, $6 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, depending on what level they are. If you want to do a super chat, you're more than happy to. If you don't. Nobody's pushing you for it. But it is 2021, right? YouTube is designed for people, particularly, if you're an older person and you enjoy using YouTube, that's great. But this is the thing. All people in their 30s and lower are doing super chats. I spend far more money on super chats than I ever make from them. Guaranteed. Okay, so but yeah. Not evil. Not fleecing. Not manipulating. It's simply saying, I want my voice heard, right? And or you're enjoying the content and you want to help support the channel. Those are the two ways to do it.
Oh, I didn't mean anything like that by it, but definitely, I 100% agree with what you're saying, because when I find a show and you're in the middle of a debate and you just want to get that opinion across, you're like, shut up and listen to what I was saying because you're wrong.
Right, super chat's the easiest way, and it's and it feels so good too when you, especially in those,
because they have to stop, read
it out, and you get to do it. It's also the best way to banter somebody. Because you're not guaranteed, if you're bantering people on the panel, it's not guaranteed to be read out on Loud on Stream unless you throw it. Like I tried to get David to say it's coming home, right? Woo! In a super chat, and that was the only one that he refused to read.
I mean, I had to get to a certain deluded walking gift shop on another channel. You super chatted them, and you had to read it out, and you got him riled up. What about Ty from?
Yeah, I got Ty on We Are Arsenal Fan TV for people that don't know.
That was hilarious because like he was like, "Oh, go back to what I said." Robbie just shut him down.
Yeah.
he just had to take
That's
your.
not what I said. Take whatever in your ears out of your ears and listen to what I said.
Robbie just went.
But
Shut
Robbie
up.
just completely cut him off because Robbie knew that's exactly what he said because he was getting banner from her the whole show. I mean, there were even Arsenal fans that were super chatting. It was so funny. Ty's great, man. Great and not in great like he's full of smarts, but great in the fact that he's very entertaining to watch.
He's a not a meme, but a meme machine. That's it.
He is a meme machine. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. All of you guys out there, people are heading off to other streams. It's 4:30, so I'm sure somebody else has just started a stream. It's probably David. Sherry saying that Grealish is going to join City. I haven't seen that either. None of my sources have tweeted that out. But if that's true, City's going to be a tough team to beat. But make sure you do subscribe to You Tell Me podcast, football podcast. Make sure you subscribe to this channel as well if you haven't already. Stay tuned. My cousin BJ will be doing news reports from outside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He will be doing those. And
do you fly him out there? Or do you pay it for him?
he's moved him and his hair. He's grown his hair out a little bit, and all of that British sun has lightened it up a bit. So his hair's kind of starting to look like yours, man. To be honest with you.
Oh, cheers.
So I'm just saying, it just happened. It wasn't
Is his
intentional.
face as red as mine, though? Is it as red as that? Is it
It's
rosy?
about as red as mine.
Oh, that's a weird coincidence.
That's a weird coincidence. His beard's about as red as mine too.
Oh, it's some strong genes between the cousins, eh? Is that what you're saying?
That's Stewart genes. That's what happens.
Of course.
You got the bumps in our foreheads. Like you see the.
Oh yeah.
That's a Stewart Rao. Patrick Stewart has them. I've never seen a Stewart who didn't have them. Those crowns on the forehead here.
Yeah. Aside from having to like go through Tottenham just like this. Oh my god.
I really have no idea. Even these wrinkles here.
Yeah.
I've had them my whole life. Like one of my kid has them. He's 13 and he can do this, and then it looks like he's a grandfather with wrinkles on his forehead.
I haven't got that yet. Thank God.
Yeah, that's
Not
a Stewart
there,
thing too. Had him my whole life.
Wrinkles at 13. Jeez, oh.
But only when he lifts his brows, right? It's just something about this skin right here is just kind of stuck to the. I think it's these things. It's almost like a muscle here is pushing down when I raise my eyebrows. It's really weird. If you watch this part of my head. See how it came down.
Look at your weird head.
Yeah, it can't. But what? It comes down when I lift my eyebrows instead of it going up like it should, and that's what the wrinkles come from. It's really weird.
You're a freak, is that what you're saying?
You see, watch the hair patch on my head too. It'll go forward.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I can't believe we're watching you do. Is this content?
Is this content? This is YouTube for you, right? You'll start seeing more content from, especially starting August. You'll start seeing more content from my cousin BJ. My granddad sleeps a lot, so he's not able to come on all the time. But whenever he has a special message,
something that really bores him.
He'll come on and do some stuff.
He needs to talk more about those cultural Marxists, that are trying to take over Tottenham.
Oh no, he's not really a political guy.
Oh,
my granddad.
Right.
Granddad. He just gets bored a lot and he likes to moan. Just like most old people, they come on, they moan, and I mean, no offense to older people, but he likes to moan.
Short patience, so a lot of boring things and moaning. Yeah.
See, we got Adam. He's like, no, this is the content we sub for. See, exactly. I'm telling you. But folks, I got a meeting that I'm actually should have been at 6 minutes ago. I'll make sure he didn't call.
Tut tut.
Okay, good. It wasn't right. It wasn't that person.
He's not going to
No,
have an
it's-
excuse. He's like, "Oh, why are you late? Oh, I was talking to this random Scottish guy about the 4 lines in my head."
I was looking for a new, agent and a new salesperson in Scotland, and didn't work out. But it was a good conversation.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah. You made a song for Part Teacher the Kid. We'll have to check it out on your channel. Make sure you do it on your channel. We'll check it out.
Have a look at that.
You Kid, everybody done.
I've subscribed. You
Make sure you
subscribed,
subscribe to You Kid too. I've been on shows. He's got good shows, man. For a 13-year-old kid, dude. He's about there's no way. He's younger than my son a little bit, and I don't think my son put together a show like he does. It's pretty good. Good class. Anyway, folks, you know what time it is. It's time for me to say goodbye. And stay strong, stay Spurs. And we'll see you guys next time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go now.